JRM Video Productions, winners of a regional Emmy Award for live sporting event.
JRM Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of President's Athletic Conference Football, produced by JRM Video Productions.
Turn on the lights in Beaver Falls as a primetime matchup in the President's Athletic Conference commences with the Grove City Wolverines in town to play the Geneva College Golden Tornadoes on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Austin Bechtold, Alex Terrett, and Robert Mangino alongside welcome you in to tonight's matchup with Grove City 1-2 overall, 0-1 so far in PAC play, losing last week against the Washington and Jefferson Presidents after having a bye. Alex, this is a position that Grove City has rarely found itself in the last 2 years.
Absolutely, Austin, and we kind of really noticed over these last couple weeks that both these teams have something to prove. Geneva looking to prove that they are one of the top teams in the conference, and especially Grove City trying to prove that they can really turn this season around and right the ship and dominate the rest of the schedule.
Now for Geneva, after starting the season with 2 losses in non-conference play, the Golden Tornadoes are right at the top of the conference at 2-0.
Exactly, and at the top of this conference at 2-0 is something that they really haven't been here before. They're usually hanging around the 500 mark, but I really think that this could be the Geneva Golden Tornadoes year in Gino DeMarco's final year.
And a big reason why is the Geneva offense. One of the main players defensively for Grove City trying to stop this offense and putting up a lot more points on the board this year is Bowden Davidson.
Exactly. Bowden Davidson coming out at 5'10", 170 pounds. He's really the main staple for this Grove City secondary. And due to some injuries, he really has to be a very versatile piece of this defense. This season coming in with 12 solo tackles and 16 total tackles, Coach DiDonato said that he really feels at home playing his corner spot, where in 2023, in their playoff game against Cortland, he had to guard 2 current NFL receivers in their playoff game. So he's really going to have to feel comfortable if he wants to guard this Geneva pass attack.
We now, watching Geneva over the years, you've been very used to seeing the triple option run by Gino DeMarco in his 33rd season, but in his final season, this is an air raid attack.
And it's all due to Caleb Romano, and coming in at 6'3", 195 pounds, 1,300 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, including one game where he had 484 passing yards and 7 touchdowns against St. Vincent 2 weeks ago. And that's the most in one game in program history. He's really completely changed this culture for this program, and now he's looking for another strong performance against one of the top-ranked defenses like Grove City.
Romano currently on pace to break Geneva school records in passing yards and touchdowns. What are the keys to the game on both sides, especially for Grove City first, to try to limit his production?
And for Grove City, they got to stretch the field. This season, Grove City has been a very, very one-dimensional offense. So can Sutton Ellis do enough through the air to keep these safeties away from the run game and keep them in the deep secondary? And it's really going to come down to third downs. You'll see a lot of strong runs on first and second down, but can you win those third and shorts and really sustain drives and keep possession?
The Gino DeMarco farewell tour continues. What do the Golden Tornadoes have to do to start PAC play 3-0 for the first time since 2011?
And it all comes through slash plays. Grove City is not going to let you just consistently run up and down the field, so you're going to have to take some risks down the field to really take the top off this defense and score some points. And then, most importantly, when you play Grove City, you got to stop the run. Grove City has one of the best rushing offenses, so can you stop the run on first and second and force their struggling quarterback play to really win on those third downs?
Geneva undefeated in PAC play. Grove City winless in PAC play. Will one of those trends continue? Find out next in Beaver Falls after this.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
Grove City has won the toss and is elected to receive. But first, we send it down to Robert Mangino down on the sidelines. Mangino, what's the good word?
Thank you very much, Austin. Talked to both coaches before the game. Gino DeMarco says it all goes through Caleb Romano. If he plays lights out, they have a really good shot of winning this game. On the other side of the field, Pete Donato says, listen, it's about forcing some turnovers and the defense really showing up tonight. Something they're not anticipating is a replay, the actual score of what this matchup was back when they first got together in 1893. Final score, 4-0. And no, it wasn't 2 safeties. 4 points is what a touchdown was back when they first started scoring way back then.
Yeah, man, that game was very strange. A 41-0 final score. Caleb Romano did not play. Geneva had just 62 total yards of offense in the matchup last year as they opened their seasons against each other. Now a little bit of a different story with 2 teams currently going in 2 opposite directions. So Geneva, I should say, won the toss and elected to receive as Grove City will kick it away. Brady Lane to kick it. And the Golden Tornadoes under the lights in Beaver Falls. Look at the ball first. And a kick that goes a couple yards deep into the end zone. We'll send it out to the 25. Caleb Romano from Mount Dora, Florida. The junior 6'3", 195-pound quarterback takes the field, Alex. Over 1,300 yards passing so far this year. 15 touchdowns through the air. He's averaging 340 yards passing per game.
And I will say, Austin, Caleb Romano does love to throw the football. But what's going to be key today is, can he keep it to the guys that are on his team? And it's going to be a quick battle to see if he's going to keep the ball in his players' hands instead of turning over the football, which I think this Grove City defense is really trying to do today.
And an offense that primarily ran the triple option changes this year to a more traditional offense. And the shotgun that goes immediately to David Reed on a swing pass out of the backfield. And Reed sidesteps a couple of defenders on his way to the 29 and is able to pick up 4 yards. David Reed from Goldsboro, North Carolina, senior 5'11", 220-pound running back. Makes it 2nd down and 6.
And David Reed's an interesting piece of this because he's from that triple option team or that triple option offense where he was always the up back and he was always getting hit every single play as a fullback almost.
Romano, quick pass, it's caught at Tyson. Tyson 1st down and more up to the 39-yard line and a 1st down. It gains 10.
It's a great ball by Caleb Romano, and you really need to have that strong arm to fit that ball in that tight window. Seth Tyson able to receive that football in the slant route and just pull ahead to get the 1st down and move those chains.
Geneva lines up 2 far side, 2 near side. They'll send Tyson in motion to the far side of the formation. Romano, quick pass, another screen pass to Reed, swing pass I should say, that gains 2 yards to the 41 before a convoy of tacklers, including Caleb Brubaker, make the stop for Grove City defensively. That has a linebacking core with Jolly, Brubaker, and Bladel that has to be the main force.
And Geneva's trying to keep their attention away from the center of the field and try and get away from that defensive line, those linebackers like you just mentioned that are those big game wreckers for Grove City.
On 2nd and 8, they hand it off, and Reed is tackled down in the backfield. Broken up by Jordan Karcheski, who had a great game last week. Karcheski's 2nd tackle for loss of the season, the senior from Central Valley.
And every single piece of that defensive line and linebackers are such a strong component of the run game. And it's the secondary for this team, for Grove City, that's really lacking. A lot of injuries. Bowden Davidson having to kick him back out to corner. And now, after going to the run game a couple times, I'm interested to see if Caleb Romano is going to go deep.
3rd and 10. Romano, quick pass. It's caught. 1st down and more for Keaton Baker. Baker just able to make his way to the 49. It does gain 10. Close to midfield. The drive continues, and we've seen a little bit of up-tempo offense from Geneva as well.
And they're trying to get the ball out quick, get away from Ben Bladel. Don't let him have even a chance to get to your quarterback.
And Grove City lines up Bladel at a multitude of different positions. He lines up on the far side of the line of scrimmage as they go to Reed. Reed maybe loses a yard. I think back to the line of scrimmage at the 49-yard line. There's Karcheski again in on the stop as multiple Grove City defenders, brick by brick, stop them at the line.
And this is going to be an interesting development over the course of the game. Is Geneva going to continue to try and get David Reed involved and keep going to him, or are they just going to let Caleb Romano drop back and throw the ball 35 times this game?
Romano lines up in the pistol with two receivers, far side, two near side. Play fake, Bladel gives chase, Bladel trying to drag Romano down. He spins him around like a top twice before finally bringing down Caleb Romano, and Ben Bladel gets home.
And there was no doubt in my mind that Ben Bladel was not going to get Caleb Romano on the ground. And it did take him a lot of effort, a lot of turns. And I'll tell you, those type of hits don't sound fun and don't look fun whenever Ben Bladel has you around the waist.
And Bladel was just dragging Romano down. Romano, I'm a little surprised, just didn't try to get rid of the football and throw it out of bounds. Also important to take care of it. It's a 9-yard loss back to the 40. 3rd and 19. Romano, deep drop, under pressure. Romano rolls out near side. Bladel gives chase. Romano downfield. Pass is caught. And out of bounds is Luke Krumbacher into Grove City territory to the 46. He is shy of a first down, needing the 41.
And Romano just doesn't look phased after that big sack that he took. Able to roll away from his throwing shoulder and still deliver a great strike to his receiver coming towards the sideline. And it gives them something to work with. They're definitely going to go back out and go for it. But now it's at least something manageable after that sack.
The offense stays on 4th and 5 at the 46-yard line of Grove City. Pistol formation. Bladel jumped off sides. Free play for Romano. He goes deep downfield looking for Krumbacher. Bump and run coverage incomplete. Geneva looking for a flag. Gino DeMarco running down the sideline all the way to the 25. Looking for a call. They will get one on the outsides though on Bladel and make it 4th and about 1.
And you see Ben Bladel come across the formation a little too early, but you're just seeing this Geneva sideline and how excited they got as soon as Bladel jumped off sides because that gave Caleb Romano a free chance just to throw that ball down the field.
So we'll see if that is indeed the call here, Alex, because it was 4th and 5. And it is good enough for an automatic first down. Where the ball was spotted, thought maybe it was right around 5.5, maybe 6 yards, but it was deemed 4th and 5, and the 5-yard penalty good enough to keep the drive going. So at the 41-yard line, Romano in the shotgun. Krumbacher lines up to the near side of the formation with Tyson. Send a man in motion. That's Dane Junkie, the wide receiver, and they'll hand it off. Bladel responds after the penalty and a loss of 4 yards, tackling down David Reed.
And Bladel gives up 5 and almost takes 5 right back. And he's just that type of player that Coach Donato loves to just put everywhere on his defense, in the middle, on the right side, on the left side. He's always coming from one side of the play, but his speed just makes up for everything, and he's able to get off that offensive line and just get right to the quarterback.
Romano, quick pass. It's incomplete. Tyson not able to grab it, and it was deflected into the air where Jolly and a couple of others potentially had a chance at it if there was a more favorable Grove City bounce. But it brings up 3rd down and long. You mentioned Bladel. Because last week against W&J, the Presidents did a really good job, especially in the first half, being able to neutralize him. And you need other players to be able to step up in that moment. Bladel's been eating so far early. 3rd and 14 at the 45. Grove City shows pressure. They back off of it. Romano with time. Romano, pocket collapsing. Rolls out far side. Romano delivers deep downfield, and it's incomplete. 3 Grove City defenders were there. 2 receivers in the area as well. Closest man there was Krumbacher. And now on 4th down, the punting unit will come onto the field for Geneva. After the penalty, Bladel forces a tackle for loss. And ultimately, Grove City's able to hold.
And Austin, I know we didn't see any points come out of this drive, but, I mean, first time looking at this Geneva offense for this year, it's a bit surprising, and it just doesn't look like your average Geneva offense with the triple option. It's the up-tempo, it's all the pass plays, but I can definitely see Caleb Romano making a big impact as the course of this game.
Evan Baker's punt is away. Taken and dragged down. Dominic Danino only able to gain a couple. And he's spotted at the 14. That's where the offense will begin for the Grove City Wolverines under the direction of Sutton Ellis, the junior quarterback that did not start last week. It was Ethan Wiley, the senior 6'3" quarterback from Mercer, Pennsylvania. But Andrew DiDonato telling us earlier this week and before the game. It is Sutton Ellis at quarterback. Doesn't want there to be a controversy as well. He's going to give Sutton the ability in this game, saying Sutton is the guy for us in this matchup. And he lines up in 1st and 10 with Brunette, the fullback, going in motion. Back to the near side of the formation. They hand it off. And a solid run to the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 6 for Ian DeMary on 1st down. There is a flag down at the 15, right around the line of scrimmage. Being signaled as offsides on Geneva. Might as well take 1st down and 5.
For sure, Austin. And this is what Grove City wants to do to get them a head start.
And it is offsides called on the defense. Having a little bit of trouble with the ref, Mike. Gonna try to work that out and get that fixed for you on 1st down and 5. Ball to 19. Similar type of formation. He'll hand it off again. DeMary running far side. He's able to move his way past the 20 to the 21-yard line. Gains about 2.
And Austin, you mentioned with Sutton Ellis getting the start at quarterback. And last week we saw Ethan Wiley, number 7, the quarterback for Grove City. But then you saw Sutton Ellis come in. Then you saw Ethan Wiley come back in and Sutton Ellis come back in. And Coach Dinata made it very, very clear this week that they're going to stick with their guy. And Sutton Ellis is their guy, and he's going to ride out and have a lot of opportunities to see if he can get going.
Sutton Ellis on the season, 23 of 63 for 289 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. And on 2nd down and 3, they'll hand it off again. And DeMary spins his way for a 1st down.
But I will say, Austin, the quarterback situation is a tough situation to be in. But when you have a back like Ian DeMary, who can consistently churn out 3 to 4 yards a carry and just immediately push those chains without even throwing a pass. And he's going to take a lot of pressure off these quarterbacks. But where these quarterbacks are going to have to show up for is on 3rd down.
Yeah, it's big, and especially because if you're Geneva defensively, you want to force 2nd and longs, 3rd and longs, force Sutton Ellis to throw it to be able to try and force a turnover, make a big play, especially early on, as they will give it to DeMary again. And DeMary is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gains a yard to the 25 before he's dragged down by Reed Gordon.
And Reed Gordon, a senior on this team, he's been, the last 4 years, has been a very big staple of this defense, especially in that interior. And he's going to have a big job today trying to wrap down Ian DeMary. And you just talked about, can you get them in 2nd and longs, 3rd and longs? And right now they're on a good track to do that.
2nd and 9. DeMary remains the back. They line up a receiver to the far side to the near side. Geneva showing pressure. They back out of it. Ellis, first pass. It's caught to the far side of the field. Breck Peacock on the reception, his 14th of the year.
And Breck Peacock is one of these big-time receivers for this Grove State team. And it's just been really hard to get him and Daniel Sullivan the opportunity to possess the ball, because once they have the ball in their hands, they've made a lot of things happen. And right there, that catch is no easy catch to the sideline, able to dive for that ball and make this 3rd down a little bit easier.
3rd and 3 for Grove City. One receiver to the far side, 2 to the near side, tight end in the formation on the far side as well. Comes in motions towards us. It's Brunette. Now goes back to the left side of the line. Grove City brings pressure. High snap to Sutton Ellis. He delivers, incomplete. Looking for Peacock again on a similar route, but it's broken up by Jaden Duckett, the corner, a sophomore at 5'8" from Obama Academy, to force 4th down.
And like you said, Austin, the exact same route that you saw in the last play. Breck Peacock was able to make a great catch on that first time around. But the second time around, that's great coverage there by Geneva and able to force that ball out, play the ball instead of playing through the player. Able to set up a 4th down, and for Geneva, this, even though you don't come around with points in the first time on offense, you get another chance early on this first quarter.
So the freshman Brady Lane is on punt. Keaton Baker is back deep. Pressure applied by Geneva. And a fair catch is called for at the 38-yard line. That's where the offense will take over with 7:15 remaining here in the first quarter of play. One drive on either side, one punt on either side. The offense has moved the ball at times, but ultimately it's been the defense that's been able to get timely 3rd down stops.
And with Geneva, it's all about, can you keep Caleb Romano upright? He's already taken a couple shots on that first drive, but you just see him running a ton horizontally and going left to right and just trying to extend the play as much as he can. Just trying to keep him upright is definitely a priority for this Geneva offensive line.
Two far side, two near side. They send Tyson in motion to the far side of the formation, reads the back. Romano with all day to throw. Look to take a shot over the middle of the field, incomplete. He threw it in a double coverage. Caleb Brubaker had a chance to intercept it. Was looking for Seth Tyson, but the ball was about 5 yards short of him.
Definitely trying to go through the middle of the field. That's where you're going to start this game, is if you can have success in the middle of the field. But Romano, we talked about, he's going to throw the ball a lot. He's going to throw the ball, and sometimes they're not always accurate.
I think he was looking for Baker there, just threw it too high on the crossing route. Romano under pressure. Bladel giving chase. Romano gets away from it. Romano to the 45, and he's knocked down by Brubaker after a gain of about 7. And you can also see the scrambling ability of Caleb Romano as well. Gino DeMarco calls him accurate, a great leader, and he's someone that has a ton of toughness at 6'3", 195. As they line up quickly to the line on 3rd down and 3. Romano all day wants to take a shot. He has Krumbacher, but overthrows him. Luke Krumbacher had a step on his defender, but Romano just overshot him, and it brings up 4th down.
You see very similar route with the out route in the slot, and then you see Krumbacher go deep, and he has 3 to 4 yards even of separation, and that's those types of plays that Romano just has to make in order to make this game competitive.
He got past Dominic Danino, and now the offense will stay on the field for Geneva. Gino DeMarco being aggressive on 4th down and 3. Well, they try to get Grove City to jump offside again. 7 remain on the play clock. Look to the sideline, and DeMarco will elect to call a timeout. So with 6:40 remaining here in the first quarter of play in a scoreless game, it's 4th down and 3 at the 46. Is this a little bit too early for Geneva to go for it here? And would that be overly aggressive?
I think until you see Grove City really prove the offensive firepower to respect that, I think they're just going to keep punting the ball, see what their defense can do for Geneva. And then, honestly, I still like what I see from the offense from Caleb Romano, and you almost have a touchdown there with that pass to Krumbacher. Just 2 yards too far on the throw, but that could have easily turned into a 60-yard touchdown.
Gino DeMarco said to us this week that this game is going to be like The Grand Illusion, the album by Styx. And we were like, okay, obviously Renegade, Styx, we know the band. What's the connection? He basically said, The Grand Illusion, we're going to find out who we are in this game. Are we for real or are we not? And after discussing, Geneva will elect to punt on 4th. So Evan Baker will punt it away. Danino back deep. Baker able to get it away. It's a low kick that will bounce at the 25 and is down at the 26-yard line by the Golden Tornadoes there. 6:33 remaining in the quarter. Second chance for the Grove City offense. Andrew DiDonato in his 10th season leading Grove City. Wolverines not ranked at 1-2 and 0-1 in the conference, but did receive a couple of votes in the D3Football.com poll.
And Austin, it's kind of like the strength of schedule really helps them right now, because Mount Union, one of the top teams in the country, inside the top 3. And then you see W&J, who's started to really turn it around as well. And just 2 tough losses to them, but they still have their week 1 win against Cortland, who's also a top-ranked team as well.
Yeah, Cortland 10th in the country at the start of that, and Cortland has not lost a game since Grove City beat them in week 1 as DeMary carries for a few yards. Nicholas Ciriello brings him down.
You just got to love the way that DeMary runs. And last week against W&J, it's always on the first drive. First drive, he was able to really break away a couple runs against Mount Union and against W&J, but so far really hasn't had anything going for him. And I think it's because Geneva's really respecting this run game for Grove City, which gives them that spark offensively.
2nd and 7, check over to the sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock at 20. We're under 6 minutes in the quarter. Ellis, receiver to the far side, to the near side. They send the fullback in motion and give to DeMary. DeMary tries to run over a defender, but it's going nowhere. Brought down immediately by Noah Hutcherson, the wing safety A sophomore at 5'8", 175 from Woodland Hills High School makes the tackle.
And that's what's so important when you're going against such a heavy run back like DeMary, because he gets that Derrick Henry treatment where you just have to stop him in his tracks before he even gets going, because as soon as he starts getting into full stride, it's really tough to bring him down.
And this is where the pressure goes on Sutton Ellis, needing to throw on 3rd down and 7 with the ball at the 30-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 on the near side. Single receiver near side is Daniel Sullivan motioning towards us. Sullivan, not the intended man. It's broken up on the pass from Ellis, incomplete. And once again, Jaden Duckett on that same side of the field, right near the bench of Grove City, is the one to break it up.
And that's just great defense. And Sutton Ellis just throws that ball just a little too high for his receiver. But I'm really impressed from this Geneva defense, who came into this game a little underrated. And there's a lot of playmakers on this team, a lot of guys in the interior that can make a lot of plays. And once you stop the run early, you really put that pressure on Sutton Ellis, who's really struggled in this first half of the season.
Punting team is on, with Keaton Baker back to return it. It's a high kick, and a fair catch is called for by Baker. At the 38-yard line, so a very similar starting spot for Geneva as on the previous drive. Geneva coming into today, in its first 4 games, was averaging over 32 points per game, giving up 31, though. But Caleb Romano averaging 339 yards passing. He had 354 yards and 4 touchdowns in the win against Allegheny. In the game against St. Vincent, when they put up 55 points, 484 yards and 7 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks, but almost a 500-yard performance in the 7 scores. As Romano looks to take a shot towards the far side of the field, it's incomplete, looking for Baker. Just threw it a little bit too far for Baker on the route.
And this is the most receivers we've ever seen on Geneva's offense this year. We've seen usually in the triple option, you only have 1, at most 2 receivers on the field with a couple tight ends, but 3 receiver sets are really foreign to a Geneva team.
Reed on the carry, and Reed drags defenders to the 43. Bladel was chasing behind him, and Bladel has the signature punch out, just like TJ Watt, trying to get at the ball, but Reed, a good job to be able to protect it. David Reed, so far throughout this season, has been solid, averaging about 4 yards per carry. Also has a touchdown in the receiving game. It's 3rd and 5 at the 43. Reed is the back with Romano. 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Romano has time, delivers, incomplete. Trying to find Jonke, but not able to grab it. And Jack Jolly helps him out before 4th down.
And Jack Jolly, as his linebacker spot, just has so much speed to really keep up with these receivers cutting across the middle. And when linebackers are in man coverage and they have to run with these receivers, puts a lot of pressure on them. But Jack Jolly is one of those captains on this team, on this defense, one of those returning starters from one of the best defenses in the country a year ago. And he always shows on the field why he deserves to lead this team and be on this defense.
Quick drive as Geneva goes 3 and out. Baker to punt again with Danino deep. And Baker gets it away cleanly. Fair catch called for at the 25. .406 to go in the quarter. So now if you're Grove City, who Andrew DiDonato said a group that was shocked by the second quarter against Washington and Jefferson. They score multiple touchdowns. They, at one point, led 34-0. It was kind of one of those burn the tape games that you sort of want to forget about as quickly as possible. As Ellis delivers, and the pass is caught. Moving upfield for a gain of 8 yards is Sam Penna, a junior receiver from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, who has really started to emerge, now a starter after originally starting the year as a backup.
And Sam Penna's been a difference maker for this team. And we saw last week against W&J, he was able to stretch the field. And Sutton Ellis has been able to find him down the field quite a bit. So his elevation to be a starting receiver now for this team is definitely a benefit for Sutton Ellis, who's already demonstrated some really strong chemistry with him.
He's a mismatch type of receiver in the slot. as Demary gets enough for a first down. Needed 2, got 2 to the 35.
And Demary just always gets that ball in the handoff, and he just gets shot out of a cannon. And I just feel so bad for whatever Geneva defender meets him first, because all of that speed and all of that power just meeting at one point is just so much, and he just always seems to fall forward for an extra couple yards and get those first downs.
A 5'7" back at 225 from Penn Trafford High School. Stands about a step behind Ellis on first down. Ellis to throw. Pass is caught. It's Peacock again on the reception, and he's shoved out of bounds by Duckett. That's been the matchup so far, Duckett and Peacock. Peacock has had a couple of out routes that have amounted to around 5 yards, but overall, pretty even.
And Duckett's done an amazing job on the outside. With a very talented receiver like Peacock, he's going to get those couple catches. And you just see Duckett 7 yards, 6 yards back off of Peacock. He's not going to press him up individually, but instead he's going to give him a little bit of a cushion and just let Peacock have those underneath 4 or 5 yard routes.
The ball on the far side hash. They've been running Sullivan a lot to the near side, right around the numbers, farther away from the formation. And Ellis hands it off. Demary breaking off tackler, still going. Pile moves forward. Demary past the 45, gains the first down and picks up 6.
And those things happen almost every single run for Demary. And you just see those Grove City offensive linemen really pushing him forward. And you're going to see in the second quarter, in the third quarter, and then eventually in the fourth quarter, those pushes are going to eventually break off into one large run. And you're just going to see him gradually wear down the Geneva defense. It's just a lot of mass up front for Grove City, and it's just very hard to keep up with over the course of 4 quarters.
Yeah, led by Bobby Benton, the center. I talked to him before the game. You can really set the tone from the center position, especially when you're running a ton, as Ellis steps up. Ellis is decked at the 46. No gain as he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Reed Gordon brought him down, the linebacker. 3.5 tackles for loss entering today. Gordon set the PAC in tackles entering today's game.
And like you said, Reed Gordon is just such a fantastic part of this team and wraps up Sutton Ellis right there. But also something I noticed about Sutton Ellis is as soon as he feels pressure, he tucks it and runs, and that's his strength.
Yeah.
He's a running quarterback, but you see on the opposite side with Caleb Romano, he likes to extend the play and still keep his eyes downfield. It seems like Sutton Ellis is very quick to put his head down and just run the football when sometimes things can open up the longer that you run back there.
Under a minute to go in the quarter. On second down. Take the handoff. Ellis on a crossing route. Pass is caught. Peacock breaks off a tackle and gains the first down. Peacock needed 10 to pick it up and signals first down after the pickup of 10 yards.
And it seemed like as soon as he got hit initially, once he caught that football, he didn't have enough to get the first down, but just a little extra push, a little bit extra leg drive. Duckett not able to just pull him down by himself. Another chain mover. Sutton Ellis to get a little bit more confidence. We'll see if they actually take their shots in.
Don't need to run a play. 13 on the play clock, on the game clock, I should say, and Sullivan moves early. As the difference was about 3 seconds, game clock to play clock. And Grove City will be moving backwards.
So first down.
On the false start on Sullivan.
That's always a tough thing whenever you're the receiver and you jump early, because they tell you as a wide receiver you're so far away you can't even hear the cadence half the time just to look at the ball. And as soon as that ball moves, that's when you move. Sometimes you get caught up like you see there with Grove City's Daniel Sullivan.
Wolverines will take it to the end of the quarter. Grove City and Geneva knotted up, 0-0 in Beaver Falls.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots in real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
At Leway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Loewe apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Loewe to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Annoying! Never! I'm the king of
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots in real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
First and 15 for Grove City as we begin the second quarter of play. Austin Bechtold, Alex Terrett, and Robert Mangino alongside. Reese Field in Beaver Falls. Ball in Geneva territory for Sutton Ellis in the offense. High snap. DeMary lost the football, tries to pick it up. Geneva signaling that it has it as DeMary was never able to corral the football. Geneva grabs it, and the Golden Tornadoes come away with the football.
And Ian DeMary just seems like he never had control of it from the beginning. Sutton Ellis trying to give him the ball on that read, and then Ian DeMary just kind of just drops it. And to the Geneva defense, finding their opportunity on defense to turn over this ball and get the ball back into the hands of their offense. And to start this second quarter, there's no better way you can start this.
Yeah,
thing.
Alex, a chaotic exchange. First with the high snap, Ellis trying to get it to DeMary, never had it cleanly, and the pressure collapsed in on him. So it ends up being a 2-yard loss where the ball was picked up to the 49 of Grove City. And Romano rolls out far side, looking to try to take a shot. Romano, deep drop. Romano is dragged down at the 35. Well, Romano went about 15 yards deep before he was brought down. He just kept backpedaling. It's a huge loss.
And we know how aggressive he is throwing the football, but, I mean, at some point, you just got to throw that ball away. And he just keeps dropping back, keeps backpedaling. And Grove City in hot pursuit the entire time, and there's just nothing down the field. But it just shocks me why he doesn't even at least attempt to throw that ball out of bounds.
Dave Cower and, of course, Ben Bladel were in on the sack to lose 15, now 2nd and 25 as Romano has plenty of time. Romano takes a shot towards the near side, one-on-one coverage, and the pass is caught. What a grab made by Keaton Baker as he came back to the ball, And Romano, after losing 15, spins it deep inside the 30.
And he takes a big sack by being aggressive, but then he makes it all back in even more with being aggressive down the field. And it seemed like Keaton Baker never even had any sort of separation from the defender, but that ball was just put, I guess, in the perfect spot for Baker to make a play and just gets those 2 feet down right before even in the NFL that's a catch.
It's a huge gain of 34 yards as Romano looks on the quick pass, and it's caught. Baker on another catch for gain 6.
And that's just a huge momentum shift. You seem like Ben Bladel makes a big sack for 15 yards on Caleb Romano, and then Caleb Romano goes back the other way and throws a 35-yard pass down the field. But it now just feels like Geneva's just comfortable again. They throw another quick out to Keaton Baker. Caleb Romano on a 2nd and short just really has the whole playbook to operate with.
They'll send Jonke in motion to the far side on 2nd down, and they'll call it 5. Reed loses a yard back to the 25. Jack Jolly in on the stop. Really interesting note on Baker. In the game against St. Vincent, where Romano threw for 484, Baker had 12 catches for 282 yards and 4 touchdowns. Baker coming into today had more catches and more touchdowns than he did all of last year. On 3rd down and 6, Romano looks to the end zone for Baker, incomplete. Baker deflected it, tried to tap it to himself and make a one-handed grab right at the 1-yard line. And it forces 4th down and 6. Geneva has not attempted a field goal this year, but now Ryan Reitler will come on to kick it. He's 15 of 16 on extra points so far this year. Ball is being spotted at the 32-yard line, so it'll be a 42-yard attempt.
We got ourselves a lefty kicker here. You don't see that very often with the holder on the opposite side.
Reitler, the senior. Keaton Baker to hold it. The kick up from Reitler is no good. He missed it. And Grove City will take over after the missed kick.
Austin, there's just such a roller coaster of emotions going on with this game. You see a bunch of negative plays, you see a bunch of positive plays, and then all of that chaos on that drive ends in 0 points.
Yeah.
And this is the type of game that this is going to be a dogfight on both sides of the football. It's just who's going to capitalize on the most opportunities to score inside the red zone. And right now, it doesn't seem like anybody really wants to score right now.
After the loss last week against W&J, Andrew Donato said, retain faith, but there's some brutal facts to take away from that game. And there have been some mistakes on both sides. The fumble, the missed field goal. They're kind of trading blows and thinking that this is going to be a low-scoring game. Is the handoff. Is able to gain around 5 yards for DeMary for the 30.
Well, then if you're thinking about this Grove City, you're running your best running back, your best offensive player fumbles the football, and then Geneva has a chance to just capitalize and comes out with 0 points. It feels like you just kind of dodge a bullet there. And Grove City doesn't turn over the football a lot on offense, especially through the run game. But if you're Geneva, you just feel like you definitely missed a golden opportunity, no pun intended, with the Golden Tornadoes to actually put some points on the board.
Ball in the middle of the field on 2nd down and 5. Ellis, high pass for Sullivan, and he's taken down for a loss. He's spun down by Hutcherson. One thing that Grove City is really trying to do is get Ellis some quick passes, build up some confidence. It really hasn't been there yet.
Well, with those type of plays in particular, when you have a little screen pass set up, it's not necessarily can you complete the pass, it's can you put it in the right spot for the receiver to continue his momentum going forward and actually make a run after the catch. In that case, Sutton Ellis just hangs up a little too high and doesn't give him a chance to actually make a play. 3rd down for Ellis. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. He will throw to the far side of the field, incomplete. Too high for Sullivan. And another stop for Geneva defensively. The passing game in disarray so far for Grove City. And there's just doesn't seem like there's any chemistry. And this is the problem when you have 2 quarterbacks for the first 3 games of the season that are kind of hopping in and out. And these receivers just don't know how to adjust. And we did say Coach Leonato is going to roll with Sutton Ellis for this game. So unfortunately, he's just kind of going to have to ride it out and see if there's anything that can happen to benefit this offense from it.
Ellis only completing 36.5% of his passes. coming into today. Punt away for Lane, high kick. Fair catch called for at the 38. Grove City offensively. Sutton Ellis, 5 of 8, just 29 yards. On the opposite side, for the Golden Tornadoes, Caleb Romano just completing 50% of his passes at 7 of 14, but 80 yards, that long of 34 to Baker along the sideline. Trying to see who's going to deliver the first punch. 11:23 remaining in the half. Romano looks over the middle, the pass is caught, and up to the races, spun down inside the 35. Ball comes out at the end as Krumbacher lost it. Fight for the football. Was Krumbacher down? Looks like that might be the indication as Frazier, the safety, knocked it out of his hands, and Grove City not able to force a turnover. Geneva retains on the big play to Krumbacher.
Man, what a play here. Krumbacher doesn't even seem like he's running a route. He just runs diagonally right down the field. Doesn't run a traditional slant, but instead just finds an open gap. Caleb Romano hits him in stride, but then almost just gives it right back to Grove City.
Punched it out as Romano hands off to Reed. Reed is brought down at the line. Not much there. Brubaker and Karcheski once again on the stop. Karcheski's been really solid for them. 10 tackles coming into today's game. They've had some changes on the defensive side of the ball. We talked about it. Noah Wheeler, elbow injury. They don't think it's season ending for Grove City, but he already had 2 interceptions this year. He is out. They had to move Bowden Davidson from linebacker back to corner. Mason Klaus goes to outside linebacker from safety as Romano steps up, evades the pressure. He will run. Romano, nothing but open space past the 20. 15, Romano down close to the 10-yard line. And Romano marked down there to set up first down and goal for Geneva.
And Romano just using that 6'3" frame of his, and just remembering that he used to be a running quarterback in the triple option, and he used to run the ball a ton every single game, but now he sees the open vision, he sees the open field, tucks it, and just goes.
Gino DeMarco not pleased with his offense, as there was some arguing with the officials as well, as he calls a timeout. So after the Geneva timeout, we'll step aside as well. In a scoreless game with 9:38 remaining in the second quarter of play, Geneva driving at home.
To learn more, visit gcc.edu.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown. High pass is caught. He's got it. What a play, and it's a foot race.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
Gino DeMarco called the timeout. He's in his 33rd and final season at Geneva with a 169 and 160 record currently right now as the head coach of the Golden Tornadoes. Former defensive lineman. He's a GA at Georgia Tech. Started out his coaching career back here in 1985. And he's here at Geneva on the final ride as Romano throws a swing pass, incomplete. Looking for Christian Martin, the freshman running back, in his first action. they've used him a decent amount this year. 17 rushes for 86 yards, averaging about 5 yards per carry entering today, but not able to grab it.
I really do like the play design from Coach DeMarco. You have 3 receivers in front, able to make their blocks, and at that point, that swing pass, you just have to connect because you just give a freshman, Christian Martin, a lot of room to work with, and his body was moving him perfectly to the line of scrimmage, and that was a good throw by Romano, just a little too high.
He remains the back on 2nd and goal as Romano rolls out far side. Romano pass is caught, tiptoeing on the sideline is Krumbacher. And it's a 4-yard gain on 2nd and goal to make it 3rd down and goal. Alex, if I'm Geneva, I know it's a scoreless game, but are you thinking about 4-down territory here?
I think at this point for sure, and it kind of makes that decision a little bit easier when your kicker's coming off a miss. And your offense seems like it's firing a little bit, and you're getting the movement on offense. It's just, can you put the ball in the end zone? Worst case scenario, you put Grove City inside their own 5, and you've seen how their struggles have been on offense as well.
Jonky in motion to the far side. Pump fake from Romano, being chased by Bladel and incomplete. He had Jonky open in the end zone, but Romano not able to get enough on the ball. And the field goal unit comes on.
And Romano just trying to get away from the interior of the defense and just hangs that ball. Just if he could just get that a little bit higher, that's a touchdown. But so many close calls for Geneva on offense.
And the pressure from Bladel there definitely affected the throw.
Well, it always does. And Ben Bladel's just one of those special types of players. But, I mean, still able to almost squeak out a touchdown. And Geneva once again trying to settle for a field goal.
So Reitler will attempt a 28-yarder. The lefty's kick is up. And this time, it's good to give Geneva the lead. Golden Tornadoes now lead it against Grove City, 3-0. Cool note, A.J. Baker is the long snapper, number 50. Keaton Baker is the holder, number 19. Evan Baker is the punter. Alex, do you think they're related?
And that's just that's a pretty interesting stat there.
Do you think they're related?
Are they
No,
related?
none of them are related. What else?
You put me on the spot there, Austin.
By that. I get a 50-50 shot. They are not related. All 3 Bakers from different parts of the area.
Nice. It's a cool, interesting
But
fact
they all
there.
come together.
And they're all specialists.
To help put this drive together and put points on the board. You just got to love how the game comes together, huh? So 9:04 remaining in the half. Grove City will get the football. So one fascinating thing about Grove City, especially defensively, they've done a good job in this game of being able to limit Geneva's offense, which has been a big play offense this year. They gave up 59 points in their last 2 games. They had the bye week before W&J. But this is a team that is averaging just 19.5 points per game, and they're giving up 32 points per game. Big reasons why those big swings in the Mount Union W&J game. And the ball was fumbled at the goal line, picked up there. Cameron Epps is brought down at the 20. So the first chance for Epps on the return. The freshman from South Allegheny bobbled it, but does end up making something out of it for Sutton Ellis in the offense.
That's a very, very fortunate for Grove City that happened on a long kickoff, because you have a little bit of time to still get the ball. You're obviously going to lose some yards in field position, but it is kind of nice when you have a little bit of separation between you and the closest defender.
Ellis was just 5 of 20 for 85 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. And part of that 85 yards was along of 50 on a pass against W&J. It's been another difficult day, at least to start for Ellis. Turnover free for him as they hand it off. And DeMary has brought down Payne Brereton, senior, 6'1", 270-pound nose tackle. Makes the stop.
And for Grove City over the last almost 2 weeks now, 2 games, it's just, what do you really have through the pass game? And these receivers are definitely starting to get a little frustrated because, I mean, a lot of them are open. It's just, can you put the ball on them in stride and give them the ability to make a play? And DeMary can only take you so far from the run game, and so far he's been their main focus.
2nd and 8. Ellis to throw. Slant route, caught. Sullivan trying to break off of a tackle, needs the 31, and he's brought down at the 30. He'll be a yard shy of moving the chains, setting up a 3rd down and 1, but a more manageable situation now here for Grove City that is really trying to depend on the ground game.
And Sutton Ellis really doesn't have to do a whole lot. He doesn't have to throw the 60-yard touchdowns. He literally just has to get those 5 to 15-yard completions just to extend drives. And then DeMary is just the type of guy that you can lean on when you get closer to the end zone. So it's really important as a quarterback, especially when you're struggling, to just get those easy plays.
Grove City is going to line up in a tush-push formation with Ellis under center. And there's a flag before the snap. Alex, I don't think he got there on the push as well. Now, one thing that we hear in the NFL a lot is that this is a very difficult play to officiate. Whether somebody moves early before the snap of the ball, that controversial Eagles play early in the year against Tampa Bay. I think it was Tampa Bay where both of the guards moved early on the play before the ball was even snapped, as there's a congregation at the 27-yard line by the referees trying to sort it out. Everyone just kind of standing around waiting for the ruling. No indication has been given to Andrew DiDonato, as you can see on the screen, as now he's being given an explanation by the line judge. So here's the call. And offsides on the offense for Grove City, as Grove City lined up in the neutral zone on the tush-push play.
And honestly, you talked about how difficult it is to officiate that play, and everyone's so in tight to the line of scrimmage. It's so easy to see sometimes a slight movement of the offense, and that's just a killer if you're Grove City, who's started this drive very well with 2 positive plays on 1st and 2nd down, and looking to get that 3rd down, and now you're pushed back and make it a lot harder, once again putting pressure on Sutton Ellis.
3rd and 6 at the 25. 3 receivers in the near side, 1 on the far side. And Andrew DiDonato will call timeout. So Geneva with 1 remaining. Grove City uses its first. And, you know, they don't want to rotate quarterbacks. They want to find a rhythm. They want to find some confidence. Are you starting to see that even a little bit for Sutton Ellis on some of these quick throws?
And that's what they're just trying to get him something going. And last week against WJ in the first half, he only threw for 7 yards. And already a kind of step in the right direction. It will at least make some passes happen, but it's just the location of the passes. They're just way too high sometimes for these receivers to get to, and they don't have the receivers they had last year. And the receivers they had last year were at least 6'3" or taller across the board, and now you have some guys that are a little smaller, but obviously quicker. So you need to put the ball in the right spots and give them a chance to make some plays down the field.
A good student section supporting for Geneva tonight in the primetime matchup. They're down at 6. Following the Grove City timeout. Similar formation for Ellis. He looks near side, pump fake. Ellis looking to take a shot. He has a man open, it's Peacock! Peacock past the 40, the 30. It's a foot race down the sideline. Peacock breaks away. Touchdown, Grove City. Breck Peacock from Sutton Ellis. No flags. 75 yards to the house.
What a play by Andrew DiDonato, who draws up both double moves on the outside. And Peacock is able to spring loose. But there was 2 guys open. And you almost see them collide with each other, but Breck Peacock is the recipient of that pass and just beats Duckett down the field. And that's just a masterpiece for a Grove City offense that just needed something to really just push them forward and awake this offense.
And how about Penna clearing out Duckett there with the block to be able to spring Peacock, as Duckett was gaining some speed on him to try to drag him down from behind. And it's a 75-yard touchdown from Sutton Ellis to be able to find Breck Peacock. Lane's extra point, up and good. 7-3, Grove City takes the lead. And that's a way to build confidence for your junior quarterback.
And Austin, I would love to see this play back again, just because of how much room Sam Penna and Breck Peacock both had on this route. But once again, like you said, Grove City just really needed something positive going for them.
All right, Alex, let's see if we can give it a look. There's the pump fake. And ultimately, a big play for Grove City as the Wolverines with their biggest play on offense of the PAC calendar so far, just the second game, but really the season to date.
Well, we saw over the last couple of weeks, and Sutton Ellis has made a couple deep throws. And Sam Petta last week had a 50-yard touchdown as well, but it's kind of really been, can they just connect? And there's been a lot of opportunities over the last 3 weeks where they've had the ability to do that. And just thankfully, Grove City is able to make this opportunity count for them already in the second quarter.
Kick is taken from the 5. And running room emerges past the 40, 45. It emerges to the 50. And a great return for Alan Rose. Geneva set up in great field position. And he's marked down at the 45.
And you just got to love the hole that opens up for Roos to just let his speed be known. As a freshman, a lot of times you get these opportunities on special teams, and then that eventually translates to a starting spot of the team eventually. But just making his name known already in this game with a big return.
And Brady Lane, the kicker, is the one that slowed him up. As Romano is under pressure, Romano spins away from it as Montgomery brought the blitz, and it's thrown away. Ryan Montgomery, the strong safety, forced the pressure on Romano, not able to bring him down for the sack, but it does force 2nd and 10.
I mean, you got to love the pocket awareness for Caleb Romano. And just the blitz comes to his blind side, and his blind side just being the side that he is facing opposite of when he's throwing the football. And he's able to just spin out of that and just make sure that he doesn't take another big sack, and this time able to throw it away.
They give it to Reed on 2nd down. Reed running near side. Reed puts his head down and spins his way to the 42. Reed able to pick up 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Geneva. They have Baker on the near side of the formation with Tyson. Krumbacher, the receiver, to the far side. Tight end in the formation is Hartshorn. Romano looking deep. Passes ruled out of bounds, incomplete for Keaton Baker. He tried to tap 1 foot, all he needed, but it is 4th down. And decision time on 4th down and 7. Really in no man's land at the 42-yard line, not a place you want to punt. They'll bring on Junkie as an extra receiver. We'll go with 4 receivers and Reed as the back on 4th down. Romano and the offense stay out there. 18 on the play clock. There is some time as Romano lines up in the pistol. Trying to get Grove City to jump on the first count. We'll see if they do snap it. They do. Romano, quick pass, incomplete. Looking for Tyson, and it's broken up. Strong play made. It's Mason Klaus, the outside linebacker that has bounced around between linebacker and safety. Also can play a little bit of corner, and the versatile Grove City defender gives the ball back to the offense.
And Bladel coming off the edge and then tries to get cut block and hurdles the back who tries to cut him and tries to get pressure in Caleb Romano's face, forcing him to throw a very, very quick ball and just not able to connect with this receiver. And that's a big stop for Grove City, who just coming off a huge play on offense. Look to see if they can really extend this lead and make it a lot more difficult for Geneva to come back.
Shepard Miller is the back on 1st down for Grove City. Standing a step to the right and behind Ellis. He gets it. Shepard Miller breaks off a tackle and makes his way to the 46. Solid run of 4. Miller, 63 yards coming in to the game, averaging 3.5 yards per carry from IMG Academy, the freshman.
And Shepard Miller, like you said, from IMG Academy. IMG Academy, one of those big-time high schools that produce a lot of top-quality talent. And you kind of wonder, what's the connection between IMG in Florida to Grove City here in Pennsylvania, but Andrew Dionato, I guess, is a really good recruiter and gets some people like that.
Yeah, and there's no D3 football in Florida or Texas, so if you want to continue playing, a lot of the times you come up north and play for a team here. As the pass is caught. Great reception made and a couple of broken tackles. Sam Penna on a high pass from Ellis, but Ellis put it in a spot where only Penna could grab it.
And this is a great hands catch by Sam Penna. That ball's, once again, just a little high, but once you said, only Sam Penna can get that football, and he just jumps and makes a great play. And that's a very impressive catch there from Penna, who's, like you said, just making his case known why he should be on the field more.
Geneva won last week against Allegheny, 28-16. Grove City lost to W&J 34-14. Geneva 2-0 in conference play. Grove City 0-1. The Wolverines driving again. Ellis takes the high snap and hands it off to DeMary. DeMary only gets back to the line of scrimmage, and they won't give him any forward progress on the pile. Further moving forward, the whistles blew the play dead. But now Chase Rankin coming in as an extra running back with DeMary, a little bit slow to get up. And out to his feet.
And that's a guy that you're just hoping is okay because of how much this offense runs through him. And this whole identity of this run offense for Grove City is just built around Sutton Ellis. I'm sorry, built around Ian DeMary.
2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the near side. They bring Cameron Epps into the game in the slot. Lined up close to the formation. Ellis caught by Penna. And they're going to mark Penna down at the 31. 3rd and a little bit more manageable again. We've seen Grove City have some efficient plays on 1st and 2nd to make it more 3rd and manageable as the 2nd quarter has rolled on.
And Sutton Ellis is doing a great job of completing his passes. Have a very low completion percentage coming in today with only less than 40% completion percentage, but this drive in particular, he's really putting the ball in his receivers and letting them work.
3rd down. Needing the 27 to convert. Quarterback draw for Ellis. Ellis continues to fight, but he's going to be a yard short. Just gets to the 28. Grove City will bring on the bigger bodies. Brunette, the fullback, will bring in an extra offensive lineman, Ian Quinn, as well to the formation. Dustin Hoddle, another fullback. DeMary also returns. The line now shifts. Ellis is under center. DeMary is the back. Ellis gives it to DeMary. DeMary, first down. Ian DeMary picks it up. Just able to gain the yard he needed.
And that's such a big 4th down to pick up for obvious reasons because you just want to extend your drive, but also with less than 3 minutes left to go in this half, they can really sit on this and make sure that Geneva doesn't have another chance to get the football.
Three receivers lined up to the far side of the formation. Peacocks to the near side for Sutton Ellis. Productive drive for Grove City, and they're also burning off some clock that Geneva might not have much of another chance with it if they can get the ball back. Solid carry for Chase Rankin, the junior running back. He gains 8.
And this is Grove City offense at its finest. Is give it to your back, let them work, let this offensive line that averages over 300 pounds just move that defensive line for Geneva at will. And on 1st down, getting almost 9 yards is very, very impressive and back to Grove City football that we're used to.
Now, timeout is called by Geneva with 2:01 left, so right before the 2-minute timeout. And it is being marked as the 2-minute timeout in a 7-3 game. Grove City in front. And we'll take a break with them. The final 2 minutes of the half up next.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine. And Ryan's. And our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work. To bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Hey, Ma, where's the dock?
It's in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Today is the day. Let's take a quick look at the weather and traffic. It's a chilly 22 degrees out there, so bundle up. We'll be hanging out all day, so don't forget to stop by and see us, grab some hot chocolate, and support a great cause.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots in real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
All right, 2nd down and 1. Austin Bechtold and Alex Terrett, Robert Mangino here in Beaver Falls at Reeves Field in Geneva. Golden Tornadoes celebrating 100 years of Reeves Field, an area that Joe Namath calls home and once played. Pistol formation for Ellis. Rankin in the back. They give it to him. Rankin with speed past the 10. Rankin to the 5. And he's brought down to set up 1st down and goal for Grove City. The running game really putting it together. Now a little bit of a change of pace. DeMary is the bigger back, bowling ball type of running back. Rankin brings the speed.
Like you said, change of pace sometimes does wonders for an offense, and Rankin able to make that first step explosion through the hole and able to fight his way inside the 5. And this is perfect scenario for Grove City because they can actually just run this clock all the way down. You have all the downs that you have. You have your own timeout still to work with, so there's no rush. It just, can you put this ball in the end zone?
And Geneva does have just 1 timeout if they do want to stop it. A 7-3 game, but if you're Golden Tornadoes, you're trying to make a stop to force a field goal attempt. As they'll hand it off to Rankin, and he's able to gain a yard. If that, maybe half a yard. Multiple defenders bring him down for Geneva.
And
1:03 on the clock.
I definitely think that Grove City is going to run this football once more and try and get the ball inside the 3 before they actually start to throw the ball, because they want this clock moving still and even force Geneva to use their timeout if they have to. But they're bringing in all the jumbo package once again. You see the line shift to give them a different look if they like a different side of the field better.
DeMary the back. They bring Hoddle in as an extra fullback. And with 3 seconds left on the play clock, timeout is called for by Grove City. 36.7 is remaining in the half. One guy whose name we really have not mentioned so far is Colton Hill, big number 99, the junior, 6'5", 275-pound defensive end, who last week, Hill and Wyman Shaheen had a significant game, and in the last 2 games in PAC play, they each have 3.5 sacks in the first 2 games, but they've been pretty quiet defensively so far today. No big splash plays yet. Nicholas Ciriello as well, who's 2nd in the PAC in tackles coming into today, averaging 10.5. There's been consistent plays to stop the run defense early on, but now you're really starting to see the push from Grove City's offensive line that is young at the guard spots with Feldmeyer and Hilty, both sophomores, and Benton, a junior at center, start to push their way.
And Grove City's strength of their team is their offensive line. So I don't expect to see a big game from these defensive linemen for Geneva, but rather the linebackers who are kind of using their speed to get to the quarterback.
Ellis goes under center. Line will shift again. DeMary the back. Ellis gives it to DeMary. DeMary tripped up and is able to gain a yard to the 2. Clock now under 30 seconds. So on that play, they shifted Feldmeyer and Trainer, left tackle, left guard, to the opposite side of the line. You basically flip the left side with the right side as they ran behind that left side of the line with DeMary. Now 17 seconds. Clock continues to run. Grove City does have one timeout left. They have to hurry here if they want to get 2 plays off. Geneva was also trying to run players on the field, and they will take a timeout with 10.7 left. So a lot of chaotic things going on there, where there was the substitutions. Grove City just taking its grand old time, where you'd think you'd want to snap it with maybe about 12 seconds left. End of the play takes it to right around 6 or 7, maybe even 8.
And Grove City,
it's getting a little close there with the clock, Alex.
Well, if Grove City, you're thinking about it's 3rd down right now, you're not going to get more than 2 plays off anyway, because you're going to have 3rd and 4th down. You're inside the 10, so there's no chains. There's no extra first down to reach. So they're kind of thinking this play is going to take like 5 or 6 seconds to run, and then they just call their timeout immediately. Grove City still having one in their pocket, and if they need to kick the field goal, they are going to, or go for it on 4th down. But they just know there's 2 plays here, and they want to make sure there's absolutely 0 seconds for Caleb Ramondo to come back down the field.
It really didn't look like they were going to snap it, though, until about 8.5, maybe even 9. So it gets dicey in those moments, but the Geneva timeout stopped it with officially 10.7. 3rd and goal at the 2. The lineup, Penna, currently on the far side of the formation. They'll bring Sullivan off the sideline as well. Peacock is the near side wide receiver, so they go 3 receivers on 3rd down with Rankin in the back. 3rd and goal for Ellis from the 2-yard line. Rankin now goes to the right of Sutton Ellis. Ellis takes the snap, looks, one-on-one coverage for Peacock. He's got it. Breck Peacock again. 2 touchdowns for Breck Peacock from Sutton Ellis to extend the Grove City lead right before the end of the half.
And that's all about anticipation, because Breck Peacock is making his move at the line of scrimmage, trying to get free from the corner, and he breaks that fade route to the outside, but you're going to see his head doesn't even snap to look at the football until it's like 5 feet right in front of his face. And Sutton Ellis knows the spot. It's that deep pylon is where they tell you to throw this football. And Peacock able to put his hands right in that spot. That's a great connection. Sutton Ellis looking like a quarterback that we really expected coming in here and after week 1 against Cortland.
He beat Cody Patterson, the sophomore corner, as the extra point is way off the mark. And it was hooked off to the left. So it's now a 10-point game, 13-3, 7 seconds left in the half.
And it might not seem like a big deal, but sometimes those extra points can come back to haunt you. 10-point game now instead of 11. Gives you the option for Geneva to kick a field goal down the road as well, but that's just a great drive from Grove City, just from start to finish. You use up so much clock. You eat the time of possession so much over the course of that end of that second half. You leave Geneva with almost no time to actually do something on the offensive end, but you really feel the promise when you see those 2 passing touchdowns from Sutton Ellis, who really has struggled in the first half of all 3 of the games this year.
So we'll see if Geneva can set up a return here. Had a good one on the last kickoff from Grove City, as Alan Rose and Christian Martin are the returners for the Golden Tornadoes, who will go to the locker room trailing. Grove City, 13 unanswered points in the second quarter. Lane kicks it away. It's a high kick, and a fair catch is called for at the 1-yard line. So taken to the 25, and be a little bit surprised if they didn't attempt the run back.
And most importantly, because of how high that kick was, then also the return they got on the last kick return. Not even having an opportunity with 7 seconds left. I'd be kind of surprised if they actually take a shot down the field, but sometimes if you get a good return, you give yourself an opportunity to at least try for some extra points.
Romano will take a knee, and Grove City trying to pull off the double up. Score before the end of the half, check. Score out of the half, they will get the football in a 13-3 game. Wolverines looking for a PAC victory, #1 in game #2 after losing last week to Washington and Jefferson. Up on Geneva, the Golden Tornadoes, the high-flying offense throughout the first few weeks of the season. Geneva, 55 points in the matchup against St. Vincent, 28 against Allegheny, 28 in the loss against Shenandoah. So far, just 3. At the break, as Andrew DiDonato has to be pleased so far with what he's seen from his offense, putting together those 2 drives. As Coach DiDonato is currently getting an explanation from the referee right at the moment. And now is joined alongside with Robert Mangino.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to introduce Geneva's 2025 Hall of Fame inductees that are present tonight. They were celebrated in a banquet prior to tonight's game. Our first inductee is Julia Urbanski-Callahan. Julia was a standout runner for Geneva's cross-country and track and field team from 2007 to 2011. She was a national qualifier for the NCCAA Championship cross-country twice. And on the track, she broke the
Least tackles for loss, sacks, pressures.
He's a special player, just a matter of time before he does what he's doing in that first half. So we're very fortunate to have him.
What do you tell the guys at halftime?
Stay the course. We said that after the first quarter. We thought the plan was what we wanted. We just missed some throws, missed some plays, but we made those in the second quarter. So just stay that course is what we're going to talk about.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Fellas.
Thanks, Mangino, and thank you to Andrew DiDonato, whose team is up by 10 on Hall of Fame weekend at Geneva in Beaver Falls. We'll be back to recap the first half action, and Robert Mangino will preview what's ahead when you return to Beaver Falls in a moment.
Pittsburgh, get ready to see PPG Pace Arena like never before. PPG Pace Arena tours take you behind the scenes of the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is your chance to step inside the Penguins locker room and feel the history of the 5-time Stanley Cup champs. See the ice from a player's point of view and go where legendary broadcasters told the biggest moments in Penguins history. From championship stories to behind-the-scenes secrets, this tour is the ultimate Penguins experience. Visit ppgpacearena.com and book your tour today. Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada, and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
It's halftime at Reeves Field. Grove City up 13-3. And Ben Bladel just putting on a clinic at defensive linebacker for Grove City with tackles for loss, sacks, and the pressures that he's putting on Caleb Romano. Interesting to see what he's going to be able to do come this second half. In the meantime, Coach DeMarco is coaching in his 33rd and final season. And he had the opportunity to sit down with Austin back on PAC Media Day, and here's that interview.
You're watching our coverage of the President's Athletic Conference. Austin Bechtold pleased to be joined alongside the head coach of Geneva College, Gino DeMarco, the Swan Song. 33 years.
Yeah, right, the Swan Song.
You're going to start crying,
This is
Gino?
like the day the music died. I mean,
The day the music stopped.
The day the music died. I mean, American Pie, yeah, absolutely. Great song.
Is it going to be as long as the song this year?
Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. I hate this whole thing. I was just at the, when we went to the, what is that thing you guys do in the beginning of the year, the press conference where everybody gets
Yeah,
up?
the Media Day presser.
The Media Day, where they get up and talk about all the toys they have to play with and all the great players they have. It's like Christmas Day. People that got really nice things are there, and the other kids that didn't get really nice things get to hear it. I hate that day. I really did. And it was like funeral for me. I mean, I'm not dying. I'm not going to quit coaching. You know, I was still got stuff in the basement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but you know, everybody was so complimentary of you.
Well, it's just, listen to me. What I said is so true. Right now, everybody's happy. Once September comes, everybody wants to knock each other's head in. That's what's just so beautiful about this game. Really is.
But still, at the same time, you have to acknowledge the impact that you've had over this conference, being the longest tenured coach and being one of the longest tenured in all of college football as well, right?
Yeah, I don't read headlines. I especially don't want it had me retiring. I was like, where'd that come from?
So we're not calling it a retirement. We're calling
it whatever you want to call it. Call it whatever you want.
A reassignment.
Yeah, I'll be reassigned. I'm probably going down to AAA, maybe.
AAA?
Work on my curve.
Not AA?
Work on my curveball. Okay, I'm going to go down to AA.
No, you're going to AAA. You're good enough for AAA, right?
Work on trying to hit the curveball a little bit better.
So, Gino, I know you don't want to talk about you.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
But one more question about you. The way that you've been able to build up this program throughout the years, what does it mean to you, especially for the players that you've been able to help develop, not just as players, but also as people?
I can't demonstrate it. I can't talk about it. It's too emotional. It's been my whole life. Geneva's been just a blessing. And that's why we really don't want to get into it.
So this season, what are you most looking forward to?
First day when we get out there in real practice to find out, how many quarterbacks we have, find out if we can cover anybody on defense.
Can we expect anything exotic like we saw last year with the triple option, a little bit more passing attack?
I can't confirm nor deny, and if I'm going to say it, I'm not going to do it now.
Right.
Right. Yeah. After everybody gets the first tape, they'll see.
The way that the conference has grown and really expanded, 3 teams made the playoffs last year. How have you seen it change from when you started to where it is now?
Well, I will tell you how we saw it when we were in the NAI, and basically it was W&J. They have an incredible football tradition. But now you have four teams that are just doing so well. It's bona fide. It's real.
You brought Roman Costanza with you to Media Day.
Yes.
What's his impact on the program?
This kid has got everything that you want in a student athlete. He came for the right reasons. He's a sponge in everything that he does. He's an engineer, but also in just training, preparation, the way he schedules everything. And his best football's ahead of him for the next 2 years. So we're looking for a great year for him.
You talk about a lot about your faith at Geneva.
Right.
How has that been able to guide you throughout your entire coaching career?
If I did not have a relationship with Jesus Christ, a personal relationship with Christ, the football thing would eat me away. I love football that much, but to follow puts the football thing in the right perspective. And you see it in coaches all the time. You really do. You see it. That's why you have guys sleeping in offices and we can't do this or not, whatever. I actually did that a couple times.
Slept in offices?
Yeah.
You comfortable on the floor?
No, I had a big old stuffed lazy boy. I lived 4 miles from the school. How stupid was that, Austin? Tell me.
Well, I mean, it's just pure dedication. Maybe you're falling asleep looking at notes.
Actually, I think it's insanity.
Well, you've done this for 33 years, though. What continued to drive you to want to coach?
It's just the idea of continuing. This is what I wanted to do when I was in 8th grade.
Do you think
not be a college coach in 8th grade, but
right?
You know,
but to be a coach.
Yeah.
What do you want your legacy to be, Gino?
I don't. My legacy.
You have one. What do you want it to be, though?
My legacy would probably just be able to get three games actually on your network in a year. That would be something. If I can get 3 games, not 2. If I can get 3, then I've done a great job.
We'll find a way.
All right.
Gino, always great talking to you.
Great.
Gino DeMarco, Geneva College.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eservicesstack.com today to organize your organization.
Pittsburgh, get ready to see PPG Pace Arena like never before. PPG Pace Arena tours take you behind the scenes of the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is your chance to step inside the Penguins locker room and feel the history of the 5-time Stanley Cup champs. See the ice from a player's point of view and go where legendary broadcasters told the biggest moments in Penguins history. From championship stories to behind-the-scenes secrets, this tour is the ultimate Penguins experience. Visit ppgpacearena.com and book your tour today.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here. We live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest. It's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Welcome back to halftime at Reeves Field. Grove City on top of Geneva 13-3. The second half kickoff coming up just minutes away. But first, we take a look back to last week and the top 5 plays in the PAC.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back into the studio. I'm Ethan Spazarski, and I've been told we have another 2 minutes, so I'm thinking let's do another speed rendition this week for top 5 plays, so let's just get right into it. Starting out with the number 5 play, Grove City has hosted W&J this week, and sophomore Andrew Sharp takes a quick pass in the flat, takes it 19 yards to the house for the first touchdown of the game, and Sharp's 3rd touchdown of the season. Next up for the number 4 play, it's St. Vincent's Julian Walker with an angry 31-yard run, breaking not just 1 but 2 tackles, and more importantly, helping set up the Bearcats for the eventual score, allowing the game to be tied at 14. For the number 3 play, we're going to return to Grove City, where new starting quarterback Kellen Stahl throws a sidearm pass at Jacob McCosco for the 15-yard touchdown pass to help the Presidents win 34-14 over the Wolverines. The number 2 play, we're in Meadville, PA, where Teron Mitchell receives a pass from Carson Colucci and not only splits between 2 Gordon Tornadoes, but rides the tightrope along the sideline for a 33-yard touchdown. However, Allegheny did go on to lose this one 28-16 to Geneva. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, the number 1 play around the PAC this week belongs once again to Waynesburg. However, this time it's provided by Elijah Jackson. The longest touchdown play of the top 5 plays this week, while he's hurdling a Tomcat to ride into the end zone to cap off a 46-yard touchdown reception. That's going to do it to cap off this week's rendition of top 5 plays. I appreciate you as always for watching. I'm Ethan Spazarski saying so long, folks. Make sure to come back next week, same time, same place, for more top 5 plays around the PAC.
13-3 here at Reeves Field. Geneva on trailing Grove City at this point. And one of the things that's really going to be important in this second half is whether or not the offensive line for Geneva is going to be able to hold up against the pressure that Ben Blado has been able to bring so far this half. What's interesting about this offensive line, you're talking about a group that's really full of underclassmen, only 2 juniors, a couple of sophomores, and a starting offensive lineman that's a freshman. And this is not the offensive line that you want going up against these linebackers, especially led by Ben Blado. What's happening in this second half kickoff coming up in just a moment? Let's go up to Austin and Alex to get more on halftime.
Yeah, I think Mangino makes a good point there, Alex. As we're back up here in the broadcast booth at the start of the second half, the offensive line for Geneva needs to be able to do a better job of getting a push at the point of attack. We talked about it at the end of the half, where Grove City has really been the team, both sides of the ball, that has just won at the line of scrimmage, and that is the first big test, especially when you're talking about a team in Grove City that wants to run the football, and a team in Grove City that is forcing a ton of pressure on Caleb Romano.
And like you said, the run game for Grove City has been there slightly, and it really hasn't been a whole lot to really bring and call home there, but we just see a miss from Geneva on the field goal attempt on the very first drive down the field.
Yeah, then Reitler was able to make the 23-yarder. That was the first point of the game. This was the big play. 75 yards from Ellis to Breck Peacock. That's what got Grove City on the board, and it ended up setting up the Peacock 2-yard touchdown from Ellis later on in the game, as the extra point was missed, but it made it 13-3 on that catch.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown. High pass is caught. He's got it. What a play. And it's a foot race.
So in the first half of play, Geneva able to put together 121 total yards of offense on 33 plays. Grove City 32 plays, 193. And a big reason why is the overall passing yards, 136, and it came, at least a lot of it did, on the big play, the 75-yard touchdown from Ellis to Peacock, because Grove City has only rushed for 57 yards. They've done a good job at times. We talked about being late in the second quarter as well, but Geneva's defense, other than that one big play, has done a pretty solid job of keeping the team in the game.
For sure, and the Geneva offense obviously has not done a whole lot to put points on the board, but the defense just needs to do enough to really just hold you into this game and give you an opportunity. And right now, Geneva has another example, another opportunity to show if their defense can hold with this Grove City offense that's actually starting to click right now.
Wolverines will get the ball, and Cam Epps will take it from the 6. As Epps has some blockers in front of him. Epps has a lane. Epps past the 30. That's where he's tripped up. As Cam Epps, the speedy freshman, almost broke it loose. Solid starting field position, though. To the 33 is where he's tripped up.
And so this is a big drive for Grove City. They could really extend their lead. Missing that extra point at the end of the half kind of kept this a 10-point game. They're still able to get a touchdown and a field goal if you're Geneva, but that's if you stop them. And Geneva did a great job with the first quarter of stopping them, but second quarter just kind of let Grove City do what they wanted. Throwing the ball, and also running the ball.
Talking about Cameron Epps, his brother Antonio is a star safety at Duquesne, an all-NEC player. All in the family. Football from South Allegheny to the next level, both playing at the college level, as the carry goes for around 4 yards on first down for Ian DeMary.
And we just know that over the course of this game, the adjustments that are made from both teams, and for Grove City in terms of offense, there really isn't a whole lot that you want to do differently, because Grove City has their identity. They want to run the football on first and second down, but what I like they did in the second quarter was they kind of let someone else throw the ball on those early downs instead of just always setting them up in third downs, and it's either all or nothing type of plays.
It was Rankin, rather, that gained 3 and will remain in the game as the back. Now to the left of Velas. And gets other carry. Rankin up the middle, spinning his way, still going, and finally dragged down. Hutcherson is the one that brought him down by his ankles, but Chase Rankin, productive carry for 11.
And Rankin just doing a great job of starting this second half, but it's also the offensive line that's getting a great push from the line of scrimmage, and giving those holes for Rankin to really fill. And Grove City looks like they're starting to meet their pace that they want to be at and control this football game. I'm interested to see if they're going to continuously run the football or let Sutton Ellis take one deep.
Yeah, it's a big drive for Geneva defensively. Currently at a 2-score game. Rankin breaks away. Rankin still going, and it's brought down at the 41. Cody Patterson, what saved what could have been a touchdown, as Rankin running downhill just continued to pick up speed.
Yeah, this could be a long second half. If they're continuously getting 10-plus yards of carry like we see with Rankin now in this second half, and they even haven't brought out DeMary yet in this second half, but sometimes when you have the hot hand, you just let him continue out there and just make plays.
Rankin had only 7 rushes before this matchup's critical runs. So he gets another call. Rankin continues his success and bounces off tacklers. Nathan Trainer helps move him forward. Tackled down at the 32. It's another good gain and an 8-yard pickup.
And this is just, as a quarterback, this has got to be one of the easiest drives for you so far. You're just taking the ball, you're handing it off. There's not even really a read component to these plays so far. It's kind of just designated run. Like, you're giving this football to Rankin. And I think Sutton Ellis can see that more than anybody.
Now, if you're Sutton Ellis in the offense, does Andrew DiDonato draw up a shot play on 2nd and short? Try to catch Geneva off balance. They'll go to Rankin again. Rankin gets the first down. He falls forward to the 29-yard line. He's able to gain 3.
And this is just looking like a dominant performance and a dominant drive so far for Grove City. And you got to love what you see from your offense if you're Coach DiDonato. And you're doing exactly what you want to do. You want to run the football. You don't want to force the ball down the field. And once again, you can control the time of possession and really shorten this game for Geneva.
So the lineup 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Fullback on the near side of the formation as well. Rankin remains the back as they've kept DeMary out because why not ride the hot hand into Rankin as he has another good carry and is brought down by Cody Patterson up to make the tackle on Rankin after a 3-yard gain.
And this is a lot of touches for Rankin, and usually we don't see him come in the game a ton. DeMary is usually your feature back, and then you also see Shepard Miller in there a ton. But now Rankin, almost considered the 3rd back on this depth chart, is really proven why you should get a lot more touches.
DeMary, Miller, and Rankin, the 3 running backs primarily used by Grove City. 2nd and 7 for Ellis. Man in motion to the near side of the formation. It's Penna. We'll hand it off again. Rankin has some space past the 25, 20-yard line. Rankin still going. They just cannot bring him down as Rankin is finally brought down by Nicholas Ciriello. Another first down for Grove City. He gets 7 on the carry.
And Grove City really didn't have a lot of rushing yards coming into this in the second half from the first half. And it seems like they almost got the amount that they got the entire first half on this drive alone.
Yeah, 57 was the first half total. And
you just see Rankin just moving his way down the field. This offensive line, along with Brunette, the fullback, doing a great job of just getting that open running lane, and Rankin just filling it.
Do they go back to the run? Yes, it's Rankin again. Rankin running past defenders. Ciriello, part of the convoy that brought him down again, but this is just Grove City. One of their mottos is brick by brick. They are laying those bricks down on the offensive line, pushing Geneva around on this drive. It's very impressive.
Yeah, this is the textbook definition of just getting pushed around. And Geneva defensive line is really struggling. These linebackers are not making their tackles as soon as they make contact with the running back, especially Rankin. It just seems like he's the kryptonite for this Geneva defense so far.
Yeah, and it's what Mangino touched on, winning up front, something that Grove City continues to hammer home on. As Ellis throws to the end zone, it's short of the end zone, but the pass is caught to set up first down and goal for Penna. Sam Penna just 2 yards shy, maybe a yard and a half. They'll mark it inside the 2.
And that's a good play action pass there. Find the slot.
And
slant
you knew eventually they were going to throw it, right?
And now it's just a matter of, do you just keep Rankin in the game to finish the drive that he started? Or do you go back to DeMary, who's kind of your guaranteed goal line back? And right now it seems like they're just going to keep Rankin out there and you kind of give him a little love here to finish this drive, hopefully.
Rankin's been the one cashing the checks on this drive. You might as well put it in the bank on 1st and goal. Ellis to throw, though. The fade ball. Pass is caught! What a grab! And yes, touchdown, Daniel Sullivan. Ellis to Sullivan, 3 touchdown passes from Sutton Ellis. More today than he had in the first 3 games all year.
And we saw this exact same play flipped on the left side of the field from Peacock. But now Daniel Sullivan making his move at the line of scrimmage, fakes that inside head fake, seems like he's going to run that slant, breaks out to the pylon. Once again, as a quarterback on the goal line, you're told to throw that fade ball and hit that back pylon. And that's exactly where he hits the spot. And Daniel Sullivan able to pull it down.
Sullivan with a great grab as the extra point is blocked, but there is a flag thrown at the snap. As a member of Geneva jumped off sides. I think it was Blaze Hargrove. So we'll re-kick. If you're Grove City after the missed kick, do you consider going for 2 at the 1 yard line?
You missed the first extra point around, and now you have a chance to extend this lead. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to trot out their offense once again and kind of make up that extra point that they missed early in the first half.
So it's spotted at the 1.5 yard line.
Grove City's not made a 2-pointer in 8 years.
There we go. Briggsy giving us the note. They have not made a 2-point try in 8 years. The great SID for Grove City. Shouting it out here in the press box as they go under center for the 2-point try. DeMary is the back. Ellis will hand it off. DeMary fighting for the goal line. Did he get in? He's being rolled short. And the streak will continue for another drive.
That's an interesting fact there, Austin. 8 years of failed 2-point conversions. And they have an opportunity today, but Geneva gets pushed around the entire drive, but once it comes to 2-point conversions, seems like Grove City can't finish.
Briggsy does a great job with Grove City. Chris Matthews does a great job with Geneva. The SIDs give them a lot of credit for the notes that they're able to put together. And what's a 19-3 game with 8:23 remaining. Third quarter of play in Beaver Falls.
Pursue your calling at Grove City College.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
On Saturday, tune in to KDKA Plus for D3 college football and a huge matchup in the President's Athletic Conference as the Westminster Titans travel to Washington, Pennsylvania to meet the W&J Presidents. This Saturday at 2 p.m. only on KDKA Plus. So Grove City, 19 unanswered points now, Alex. And after how this game transpired at the very start in the first quarter, did you see this coming? I honestly did not. I thought we were going to get a one-score game for a majority of the way here.
And I think it was kind of a matter of when this Grove City offense was finally going to get started. And it's been a while. Last 2 weeks really struggled offensively, and especially from the quarterback play. But Sutton Hills has really opened up a lot of eyes, already having 3 touchdowns today.
And it looked like there was a little bit of hesitancy for Geneva. I don't know if it was ultimately thought that a fair catch was called for, or just when the ball was caught there, it seemed like there was just a pause for Roach to be able to take off with it. It ends up resulting at the ball at the 19 for the Geneva offense. So they trail 19-3, 8:15 remaining in this third quarter. There's still a lot of time left, Alex, for Geneva to be able to put something together, but you have to score on this drive to be able to respond.
And I think Caleb Ramondo is really going to take his shots. It's just, is he going to be too aggressive? He needs to keep the ball in his team, but another flag coming out.
The flags before the snap. We're looking at Geneva. And a false start. Rolled on the offense. They get Brody Markle, the right tackle, 6'2", 265 from Aurora, Ohio. Backs the ball up, 1st and 15 to the 14-yard line. Romano in the pistol. Take the handoff. Romano looking to take a shot. Has one-on-one coverage, looking for Krumbacher. Krumbacher's got it. Luke Krumbacher, the big play receiver for Geneva today. When they desperately needs it, picks up 40+.
Awesome. What a beautiful ball by Caleb Romano. We talked about, there's a reason why he has over 1,300 yards this season. It's because he can throw some throws just like that. And Krumbacher perfectly in stride. That's the type of offense that we're used to seeing earlier in this season for Geneva.
Romano over the middle, pass is incomplete. Was behind Seth Tyson, trying to find the senior receiver who leads the team in catches on the year. Not able to connect there as Romano just threw the ball behind him. You throw that in stride, Tyson has some speed. You could be able to have him cut up field and already pick up a first down, maybe more.
And that's what's so important about placement of the football. And Seth Tyson, like that turns potential gain of 20+ into an incompletion.
Safety blitz. Here comes Montgomery as Romano looks to take a shot, looking for Baker, and it's incomplete. Safety help came over from Keegan Frazier. And a solid job as well on the coverage. Levi Teets was back to help make the play as Baker had a step, but it collapsed in. Not able to make the grab. Good coverage by Grove City to recover.
Like you said, the coverage from Keegan Frazier in the safety position coming all the way across and not even looking to play the football in any sort of way, just looking to make contact with the receiver and jar that ball loose, which is exactly what he did.
3rd and 10, swing pass to Reed, has blocking in front of him. Reed picks it up. Reed lowers the shoulder. He's still going. David Reed inside the 20. Reed picks up 26 on the swing pass.
There was probably 4 instances here where he should have been brought down. That swing pass they go into a ton recently, but unless you wrap him up around the waist or you going straight for the knee, he's not going down. And Reed just bowling ball his way into almost the red zone.
Romano in shotgun. Reed remains the back. Romano looking to take a shot. Pass is incomplete, and again, it's Tyson not able to make the catch. So Romano and Tyson really have not been on the right page today. It's been Baker and Krumbacher, the 2 receivers that have been the main pass catchers, just trying to get Tyson going. Hasn't worked yet.
And Tyson running that speed out, getting to the sideline. Once again, Caleb Romano putting the ball in a spot where his receivers can make a play. Just unfortunately, Tyson not able to make it.
1 far side, 2 near side. Reed's the back. They'll give to Reed. Reed off left tackle. Gets stacked up after only 2. To the 18-yard line. We'll set up 3rd down and 8.
But what's the most important part for Geneva is just putting the ball in the end zone. Right now, Grove City not able to convert on the 2-point, missing an extra point earlier. Leaves the door open. There's a lot that can ride in this last quarter and a half.
Romano looks left, fires for Krumbacher. It's intercepted! Taken away by Mason Klaus inside the 5. Romano telegraphed it the whole way, and Klaus picks it off, his 2nd of the season.
And I don't care how good this throw was going to be. Romano throwing into almost quadruple coverage to Krumbacher. And Krumbacher is not the tall receiver that can go over top of people and make that catch. Just not a good decision by Caleb Romano. And we talked about all the yards, all the touchdowns, but it's also the interceptions that have been a real detriment to Geneva. And unfortunately, it shows its head right there.
Klaus playing outside linebacker. We talked about it earlier. Originally was playing at free safety. It moves Keegan Frazier into a starting role. Klaus with a big play to be able to grab it. Romano, that's now his 8th interception of the season. Alex, some of those turnover types of plays that Romano does have ends up being costly in that position. And now for Grove City, you're just trying to get out of your own end at the 2. As the lineup under center with Sutton Ellis. Demary is the back standing in the end zone. They'll hand it off to Demary. Demary running off right tackle. Demary is able to make it to the 5. Mark him down at the 6. It's able to gain right around 3-4 yards and a little bit more breathing room.
Well, and Austin, we talk about them starting on their own too, but I mean, we just watched that last drive for Grove City. They pushed around Geneva's defense pretty easily. They could run all the way down the field like we saw in the last drive. They have the possibility of taking away this entire 3rd quarter, and they are definitely intending on doing that because Rankin right back in the game, and he was the one that really propelled them on their last drive. And I think they're just going to keep feeding them and just continue to milk this clock and shorten this game, because Geneva really moved their ball on their last drive.
Here's Rankin. Rankin with speed, close to a first down. Rankin down to the 12. It should be enough, and yes, the chains will move. Noah Hutcherson made the tackle, but not before. Another solid run for Rankin, who will stay in the game.
And once you get that first down on that drive, as soon as you're inside your own 5, once you just give yourself that breathing room to just know that you're not going to have the ability to take that safety when you're so backed up in your own end. Now they just have to worry about just continuously getting positive plays, not taking any negative sacks.
One receiver far side, 2 near side. Rank at the back with Ellis. They'll give it to him. He's able to gain around 2 or 3 yards. The clock continues to run inside 5 in the third quarter.
And Geneva's really going to have to step up on the defensive front. This offensive line for Grove City, you get your left tackle, 6'4", 285. Get your left guard, 6 foot, 300. Then you have 285 at the center. Right guard's 305. Right tackle's 305. This offensive line is just built for power, and Geneva not necessarily matching that power right now on defense.
2nd and 7. Ellis on the crossing route finds Peacock, and he's immediately pushed down at the 20. Duckett once again on the coverage. So 3rd and manageable. It'll be 3rd down and 2. In the last matchup these two teams played, Grove City was ranked 11th in the country. They won it last year 41-0, as Caleb Romano did not play in that game. Started off as a 3-0 Geneva lead in this one. Grove City 19 unanswered points so far, trying to sustain this drive after the interception taken away by Mason Klaus. Geneva shows pressure and a corner blitz off the edge. They bring it. Hand it off. Doesn't look like Rankin got there. He will be short, sets up 4th down. If you're Andrew DiDonato, Mountains are going to punt inside their own 25. The offense out there on the field right now, but here comes the punting unit.
Well, that's a great stand by Geneva. And you just immediately tighten up on 3rd down and not let anything get by you. Rankin, he's kind of had his way with you in the second half. That's a big stop. Force that punting team out. So Geneva down 16. That's technically a 2-possession game. And Caleb Romano really needs to shove off that interception and find a way to make another touchdown on the way down.
No pressure on Lane. It's a great punt. High kick. It brings Baker back all the way to the 32-yard line. Great punt by Brady Lane, the freshman. With 2:47 remaining here in the quarter, a 19-3 lead for Grove City, but Geneva gets the ball back. We're going to try to cut it to a 1-score game.
This October, high school football comes to Sportsnet Pittsburgh under the Thursday night lights. Watch as the Norwin Knights take on the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings October 9th at 8 p.m. only on Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Bishop Canavan as the Crusaders take on the Fort Cherry Rangers. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
2:47 left to go, third quarter of play. 19-3, Grove City leads against Geneva. Austin Bechtold, Alex Terrett, and Robert Mangino alongside from Beaver Falls as Geneva gets the ball back. And, Alex, this is really where you just have to continue to put your trust in Caleb Romano, but also don't abandon the running game.
Of course not. And David Reed does a great job out of the backfield. You saw in that swing pass where he gained 26. He has the ability to make a lot of big plays happen. But right now, it just doesn't look like it's going to happen between the tackles.
Too far side, too near side for Romano. Reads the back. Romano with time. Fires over the middle, and that pass is caught. Baker on the reception. Baker off to the races. Gets away from defenders to the 30, and Baker brought down inside the 25. Needed a big play. They get it immediately. It's a 50-yard game for Keaton Baker.
And Baker has kind of done this all night where he just immediately runs that drag route across the field, and Romano has a ton of time in the pocket to really make these throws. And then as soon as that ball is thrown slightly underneath, Baker catches that football, able to make his defender miss, and off to the races. And that's just a great play design by Coach DeMarco, who's the triple option legend here.
Romano over the middle, Baker incomplete. There is still a component, according to Gino DeMarco, we haven't seen it, of the triple option that is still in place. But they hired Jason Wargo as their new offensive coordinator, also the tight end coach. It's the third stint here at Geneva. Used to be on the track team as well. Back coaching this offense that is going up tempo with Romano. Getting dragged down by Bladel. Ben Bladel gets home and continues to make his name known. How could you possibly forget the All-American?
We talk about all these guys on Grove City and all these other guys in the secondary and the linebacker spot, but Ben Bladel is just the heart and soul of this defense and just the pressure that he always brings to the quarterback. And if you're Romano and you hold that ball slightly too long, you know number 5 is going to be right in your face.
3rd and 18. Romano delivers for Baker. It's broken up. Levi Teets on the coverage. No flags, but there is a flag in the backfield, though, where Romano delivered the football and an audible gasp from the Grove City sideline after it. Are they going to get roughing the passer potentially here, or maybe a holding penalty as Romano got the ball away?
Number 30 and 62 of the offense. That penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
So Camden Gilman, the center, and David Reed both called for a chop block. Not often you see 2 players. The referee Mike on the further announcement. I think they declined the penalty.
You're going to see David Reed come across the formation, sees a Grove City defender, and immediately goes for the knees when he's already engaged in a blocker. And it's kind of that gray area where if you see a defender engaged, what I mean by that is being blocked by an offensive lineman already. You can't just go through the knees of the defender when he's already mixed up with somebody.
So Grove City elects to take the penalty. And instead of keeping it at the 30, it backs the ball up to the 45. And probably the right decision there to make it 3rd and 33 now. And further back up Geneva. 1:30 left in the 3rd quarter. Romano has time, has to deliver. It's a short pass to Jonke that's not going to get anywhere close. Only gains 4 yards. As Romano goes to the dump off, nothing was open downfield, and Grove City takes over on downs. It does bring up 4th down, I should say. Apologies, as that was 3rd down.
Yeah, due to the penalty, they accepted it, so that means that we're going to go to a 3rd down where
I completely got thrown off.
4-yard completion. But they're still in that too far away from the field goal territory, and that was smart by Coach Leonardo to take that penalty and make sure that they had no chance of kicking the field goal.
So they'll punt it away from the 41. Baker's kick is short. They'll let it bounce into the end zone. No one there for Geneva, able to down it. It will be a touchback to the 20, 35.4 ticks left in the quarter.
And right now, if you're Grove City, you have the opportunity to just put this game away. A touchdown here kind of seals it, in my eyes, for Geneva. Geneva still in reaching distance, right? Down by 16, down by 2 scores. Obviously barring two-point conversions as well, but at least you give yourself a chance to stay within this game. But Geneva's really gonna have to make a tough stop here against Grove City, who's kind of had a rough start to start this second half.
Rank in the back, play fake from Ellis. Ellis looking to take a shot downfield for Peacock. One-on-one coverage, incomplete. Peacock and Duckett, that's been the main matchup on the outside. Not able to convert on this occasion.
And like you said, Duckett really had a tough matchup. And Peacock, who's one of their top receivers for Grove City. But Peacock almost able to put one hand on this football. But that's a great defensive stand. Now you're in 2nd and long for Grove City, who usually likes to run on these plays. But I think Coach Leonardo really just wants to see what Sutton Ellis can do still. Already having a great night to start.
One far side, 2 near side. Rankin on the carry. And Rankin, another solid gain before he's finally taken down by Hutcherson. And you could just tell, I mean, as soon as Rankin gets the football, the speed, when the hole is available, he just runs right through it. As it takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. Grove City controlling the clock in this second half so far. And the defense for the Wolverines, after averaging 11.5 points per game defensively, is currently pitching a 19-3 lead to go to 4.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Never! I'm the king of
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Bishop Canavan as the Crusaders take on the Fort Cherry Rangers. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
On Saturday, tune into KDKA Plus for D3 college football and a huge matchup in the President's Athletic Conference as the Westminster Titans travel to Washington, Pennsylvania to meet the W&J Presidents. This Saturday at 2 p.m. only on KDKA Plus. Grove City moving left to right as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Austin Bechtold, Alex Terrett, Robert Mangino alongside from Beaver Falls. The 100th year of Reeves Field. The home of the Geneva College Golden Tornadoes. Looking for a stop on 3rd down and 3 with Ellis in the pistol. Fakes the handoff. Ellis over the middle. Pass is caught. Reception made. And off to the races goes Penna to the 45. The races stopped in a very short little dash. Continues to drive after the 3rd down conversion.
And Peacock has obviously been your deep threat, having a long of 75 yards on his touchdown and over 103 yards through this game. But Sam Penna has just been your reliable guy that just makes that possession catch. And as soon as he finds some separation and something else can put that ball on him, he's able to just corral that. And it seems like he just always can put a hand on that football and make a play.
Two far side, one near side for Ellis. Rankin remaining in the back. And he gets the carry. Rankin puts his head down and makes his way to midfield. Chase Rankin is over 100 yards rushing. He's averaging 6.5 yards per carry, Alex.
And you just got to feel for the Geneva defenders who seems like they're just always on the field. And every time they're on the field, Grove City's running a run play. And just the mix of a large dose of run plays, and then you also get that play action. And now you have Sutton Ellis who's kind of feeling it and really able to put the ball on his receivers, which Coach Donato said he really trusted him coming in this game, and he was going to stick with it, even though it might be tough at the very start. And we did see a tough first quarter for Sutton Ellis, but since then, he's just really caught fire.
Over 140 yards rushing for Grove City. They had 76 alone in the third quarter. As Ellis will hand it off to Rankin. Rankin gets close to a first down. Looks like he picked up 4 to the 46, needing the 45, and will set up third down and short. Grove City leads the all-time series 47, 43, and 8. Very tight series that dates back to the late 1890s. Third and 1 from the 46. Rankin in the back. He gets it. Rankin, first down as he trips to the 43. He gains 3 yards.
And Rankin just gets caught up somewhere on the line of scrimmage. Just gets tripped up, but I mean, he had a really large hole there, and he had a lot of room to work with, but luckily for Geneva, able to get tripped up right before he really made a burst of speed. But Rankin has been having a really, really nice game in the second half, and really kept Ian DeMario on the sidelines, which he's taken a lot of tough hits in this first half. Or if Rankin can come over and take over this backfield a little bit and really take the pressure off him, it's been real positive.
Ellis all day to throw, takes the shot downfield, incomplete. He was trying to connect with Peacock, who's been the main star of this 99th overall matchup between these two teams, but would have been a miscommunication on first down.
And a little bit of a disagreement between Peacock and the official, thinking that he got grabbed there on his way up the field. But like you said, Sutton Ellis with so much time to throw the football, just seems like he doesn't even have to be in any sort of sense of urgency to get the ball out of his hands. And he's able to kind of sit there and make his reads and then find the right receiver.
Two far side, one near side, with Rankin about 2 yards behind Ellis. Ellis is able to get away from the pressure, but incomplete to Sullivan on the slant route. Coverage from Blaze Hargrove. So back-to-back incompletion sets up third down and 10.
And usually as a defensive coordinator, when you see that opposing quarterback have so much time to throw, you got to send a blitz. You have to make sure that you don't just let him sit back there and be comfortable. And they send a blitz off the edge. Geneva able to get home to Sutton Ellis and at least disrupt his timing to throw an incompletion. Third and long. I can definitely see them throwing another blitz at him to keep him off guard.
Third down and 10. Needing the 33 to convert. Ellis with 3 far side, 1 near side, and Sullivan lined up near us. Sullivan, not the intended receiver, rather it's Penna on the reception. They only gained a short 4-yard pickup there, and the offense currently remaining on the field for Grove City. Geneva still looking for its first sack of the game.
And you saw in the last play, Reed Gordon has no linebacker spot, bluffing like he was going to come on an interior blitz, but instead bails out on the coverage. We'll see if he actually goes this time.
Whistles before the snap as there's a free rusher off the edge. Patterson came as the corner.
For the half, Grove City.
Timeout used by Grove City. It's the first timeout used by the Wolverines. What's been pretty fascinating about this is, look, Grove City obviously plays a very difficult schedule to start the year. You play a Cortland team that's ranked number 10 in the country. You're able to win that 31-14. You lose to Mount Union, number 2 in the country, 49-14. Team that was in the national championship a year ago. W&J puts up 34 on you. Eventually score 14 in the second half. But this is where, because, as Gino DeMarco pointed it out, he said their offense is not struggling. They've just played three really, really good teams where now you're starting to see a little bit more of a breakthrough for Geneva offensively, and their defense has played so strong.
Exactly, and you play those top teams for a reason, to get you ready for these types of games that you play in conference. And we talked to Coach Leonardo, and he just said that WJ's always given them such havoc in their games, especially over the last couple of years. Even though Grove City's been at top of the conference, it's been such a struggle against WJ. It just seems like certain teams match up against certain teams, and it sometimes just throws your game off. So this is kind of the Grove City team that we're kind of used to seeing from last year and the year before.
Offense will stay on the field on 4th down and 6. Rankin is the back, 3 receivers near side, 1 far side for Ellis. Geneva showing pressure. They bring it. Ellis delivers, quick pass. Penna got it, 1st down. Just enough to move the chains to the 32-yard line. Sam Penna, the junior from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, working in the slot to move the chains.
And once again, it's Mr. Reliable, and that's Sam Penna. And that's a great ball by Sutton Ellis. Penna knows he just gets down right away, doesn't even give the defender a chance to poke that ball out or even disrupt the timing of the route. Penna just finds a soft spot in the zone, and you're told once you find an open spot in zone coverage, you just sit there, and you don't run to get covered. As soon as you have an open window, you just take advantage of it.
And Patterson just a little bit too far off of Penna to be able to get there in time to try to break it up. 1st down and 10. Pressure off the edge from Patterson. Ellis gets it away, but incomplete. The pressure from Patterson forced the incompletion as he was in the face of Ellis at the time of the throw.
And I'm surprised on this fresh set of downs that they go to the air game, because once you throw that incompletion, it stops the clock for Geneva and kind of gives them extra time when you know how much Grove State likes to run the ball and kind of really use as much possession as they can. Approaching 10-minute mark in this 4th quarter, I'd be surprised if they continue to throw this football.
Rankin goes to the right of Ellis. Ball at the near side hash. 2nd and 10. Ellis looking to take a shot towards Peacock, and he never saw it. As Peacock could have had the grab, as Duckett was a step behind him, and Peacock just never identified where the football was.
And Peacock is in complete shock because he knows how good of the throw that was by Sutton Ellis, and honestly, must have not seen it in the lights or something. Sometimes that happens when you play a night game. That ball that's thrown really high sometimes get caught up in the vision of the lights that you see from the stadium. But it just seemed like he never was able to track that football because he had the separation and a good throw, just never really even made an attempt at the ball.
It's Grove City's 2nd straight night game. They played 4 games at 4 different start times so far this year. On 3rd and 10, design quarterback run for Ellis. He's not going to get there. Stacked up at the 31, just a short gain of 2 yards, if that. Clock continues to run, and it brings up 4th down.
And now you got an interesting decision here. Coach Leonardo looks like he's going to make it a...
Do you consider kicking the field goal? Brady Lane, 1-1 on the year. He's made a 37-yarder. This would be
and here comes
deeper than
the
that.
Special teams unit here, getting the offense off the field. And it looks like they're gonna
try it.
Gonna try it at least.
So he made a 37-yarder against Cortland. This is lined up right down the middle for a 47-yard, call it 48-yard attempt for the freshman, Brady Lane. Sutton Ellis will hold. Lane's kick is up, and Lane's kick is off to the left, no good. So the field goal from 48 yards is missed by Brady Lane. The ball goes back to Geneva with 9:44 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine, and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
This October, high school football comes to Sportsnet Pittsburgh under the Thursday night lights. Watch as the Norwin Knights take on the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings October 9th at 8 p.m. only on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Bishop Cannabin as the Crusaders take on the Fort Cherry Rangers. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
Back in on first down. Ball at the 31, and I think they're just going to change out the footballs. Do you think the K-ball was out there?
I mean, you see that kick scraped across the concrete. I'd be surprised if they like to use that ball again.
.944, so 3 timeouts to work with, so plenty of time for Romano. Pass is caught and decked. Oh, what a hit by Mason Klaus on Seth Tyson on the reception. Tyson fortunate to be able to hold off in a clean hit from Klaus, but he brought the boom.
And we've seen that route a ton by Caleb Romano and trying to connect with Seth Tyson over the middle, but when you run over the middle, that's what you run into.
2nd and 3, Romano off his back foot. Pass is caught. Junkie on the reception. Tries a stiff armor defender, and he tiptoes out of bounds, approaching midfield.
And I definitely know Coach Gino DeMarco does not want to go out scared. And he's going to go out here, and he's going to throw the ball around. He's going to have Caleb Romano drop back and just try and make something happen here in this fourth quarter and just keep this game close.
At the 47, Romano with time. Bladel applies pressure. Romano trying to get away, and it evaporates on him. He loses the football, and Romano is down on the turf. He was able to get up. It looked like he was going to stay down for a moment. Jordan Karcheski also comes in to help force the sack along with Bladel.
Bladel just spins off and comes back towards Caleb Romano. You just know that you're not going to get free whenever you have number 5 and even more defenders coming towards you. But it's just making that negative play even worse by continually backpedaling and trying to extend it.
Romano swing pass just over the hands of Bladel as it's caught by Martin. Martin, the speedy freshman, he tiptoes the sideline and approaches the necessary yardage there. I think he was able to get around 14 on the play. They're going to roll him a little bit shorter than that and call it 10.
And they tried to do this play a few possessions ago with Martin on the swing pass. They finally connect, but you can see why that's so effective with the speed that he has as soon as he gets the ball.
3rd down for Romano. Delivers, incomplete. Almost intercepted. It went through the hands of Jonke and almost being able to haul it in. Dominic Danino, just about a half-second shy. And if you're Geneva, Romano currently looking over the sideline. You imagine they have to go for it.
And you're kind of running out of opportunities now for Geneva. Only 3 points on this entire game. And Gino DeMarco doesn't like what he sees, and he's going to call a timeout.
So DeMarco will think about it for a moment on what is upcoming 4th and 5. Gino DeMarco, what a career. I thought it was pretty admirable, just the person that he is, where you got to see the halftime interview that I conducted with him after the PAC Media Day, but all the coaches, whether it was Coach Benzel at Westminster, Coach Sirianni at WNJ, Andrew DiDonato, there's so much respect and admiration for Gino DeMarco, especially coaches sharing how if there was a very tough moment that occurred in other programs in the PAC, whatever it was, Gino DeMarco would reach out, offer support, offer some advice, just be there to talk. And there's no doubt that he has earned significant respect from around the area and just a flat-out good man in his 33rd and final season as the head coach.
And Coach Gino DeMarco is actually the longest tenured coach in Division III altogether, and that just speaks to the type of person and commitment that he shows to this Geneva program.
His offense takes the field on 4th and 5 at the 40. They throw a swing pass to Martin. Martin, can he get there? No, but the second effort gets him closer. He did not get there on 4th down, marked a yard shy, and Grove City will take over.
And that's definitely an interesting play call. I guess you're just trying to get the ball out because of all the pressure that's coming towards Caleb Romano. Martin gets close, but obviously does not get enough. It turns the ball back over to Grove City, who I think at this point is just going to run the ball And then once you think they're going to throw the ball, they're just going to run the ball again.
Keegan Frazier did a great job of being able to come up from his safety spot, make the tackle just shy of the yard to gain with the ball now at the 44-yard line of Grove City. They'll bring it into a tight formation with Rank in the back. They'll also bring Peacock in, tighter to the formation by the far side hash. Hand off from Ellis to Rankin. Rankin still going. Rankin breaking tacklers, and he drags defenders of Geneva to the 40-yard line. And it picks up 16 on first down.
And you're talking about somebody that is so underrated and someone that you just don't talk about when you talk about Grove City and their offense. But, man, has he had a game today as the back that's coming into the depth chart as third string on the running back list. Gets probably the least amount of carries between DeMary and Shepard Miller. But, man, Rankin has done something special today to really help Grove City separate themselves in the second half.
I tell you what, Alex, you have to credit this offensive line, especially the interior. Feldmeyer, Benton, Hilty. They are creating lanes right up the middle for Rankin to be able to run through. Now he'll bounce it out to the far side. 35-30, first down Rankin as he's able to gain 11. Great game for Chase Rankin. He's approaching 150.
And just see, as soon as he gets that football, these Grove City offensive linemen are engaged in the defender, and they're moving people. And Rankin just, all he has to do is just be patient and follow where his blocks are leading him. And right now it's pretty easy when you have that many options on the offensive line.
Geneva brings A.J. Baker on as an extra linebacker as Noah Hutcherson comes off. First down the 28-yard line for Sutton Ellis. High snap. Give it to Rankin. Why not? He's spun down after just a short gain. Payne Brereton on the tackle. This is a Geneva defense that led the PAC with 13 sacks before today. And 12 of those 13 sacks came in PAC games in the last two matchups, in the two victories that they had to be able to start the PAC schedule 2-0. And right now you're just not being able to see that level of success be matched. They still don't have a sack after those games against St. Vincent and Allegheny. And a big reason why is the running game. After it only gained 1 yard, Rankin will stand to the left of Sutton Ellis, but not much pressure being applied on Ellis, who throws this time incomplete, looking for Penna.
And you've kind of noticed Sutton Ellis, all of his misses today, I swear, have been very high. And sometimes that's not the greatest of misses. Sometimes, if anything, you want to miss low, just make sure that ball hits the turf if it doesn't hit your receiver in the hands. But once you throw it high, it kind of leaves you susceptible to those tip passes and also for it to sail over your offensive player into a defender's hands. And right now, another third down for Geneva to get off the field, but they really need to make sure that they can stop them and get pressure on the quarterback.
3rd and 9, Ellis to throw with time. Ellis steps up, delivers downfield, and it's broken up. Incomplete. Demarion Frazier, the freshman free safety, broke it up before Penna could get a hand on it, and it sets up 4th down. See if the field goal unit comes back on, and Brady Lane is going to get another opportunity. This one from 44. Also from pretty much in the middle of the hashes, closer to the far side hash. For Brady Lane, 44-yard attempt. Ellis will hold. Lane's kick is deep enough. Lane's kick is good. Brady Lane with a deep field goal to set a new career high. And some smiles all around for Grove City as they extend it to 22-3.
That's a big field goal to make because, once again, you take it away from a 2-score game, right? Make it a 3-score game and almost put this ball game out of reach.
22-3, an odd score. Maybe some PAC scoregami going on right now with the current tally on the board. 5:15 still to go. Geneva is going to need 3 touchdowns.
And with only 5 minutes left to play, you really shorten this game. Grove City had a great drive there. You finished with a field goal, but you used a lot of clock too. And that was kind of the main objective there, is to just make sure you put some points on the board and use up a lot of possession.
Which hasn't happened in 7 years. I was just going to say, it's been a long time since they haven't come to Grove City. If you're wondering, well, why not? Well, in 19...
Geneva honored his 2025 Hall of Fame inductees before the game today. A banquet inside the Matheny Fieldhouse where the basketball court is also held. 4 former football players were a part of the 15-person class. Patsy Esposito, a Geneva graduate of 1992. Rich McClellan, class of 97. Bill Scott, class of 98. And Tom Sonsini, class of 1991, all going into the Geneva Hall of Fame. As the return is taken past the 30-35 and taken out of bounds for a favorable starting spot for the drive for the Golden Tornadoes to take it. And take another look at the run back. As Christian Martin has shown some speed, the freshman that was stopped on the 4th down play earlier was able to get the edge, keep the ball in his right hand, and tuck it under the arm, keep it safe to the 38-yard line. They line up 3 far side, 1 near side. Martin is the back with Romano. Romano looking near side, trying to take a shot. He has Krumbacher caught at the 20. Krumbacher's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown. 1 play later, Romano finds Krumbacher with 2 defenders looking around, just saying, what happened?
And we saw this happen earlier in the game, and Romano not able to put it on Krumbacher, but this time Krumbacher uses the speed, is able to get his separation from the defender, but once again, another beautiful pass, a 1-play drive that we saw, and that's just pure speed by Krumbacher. Just runs right past him on the defensive end, but I don't know, Geneva's not going away yet. And right now they're going for 2 and hoping to put this within an 11-point game.
He ran right past Dominic Danino at corner. Geneva goes for 2. Romano looks at the end zone. What a traffic there, and it's incomplete. Tyson was guarded by 3 different defenders, including Klaus, who had the primary coverage. It's no good. So 22-9 is the score with 5:01 remaining. And you would imagine onside kick potentially from Geneva upcoming.
And I think they're definitely going to at least try, because once again, 5 minutes left and they're down 2 scores. They really just need to get the ball back as much as they possibly can. And because even if you give up the onside kick and Grove City somehow recovers it, Geneva on defense would just hopefully stop them in 3 and out. And you want to save your timeouts as much, and then hopefully only use them in order to save clock.
Geneva's 2 victories to start conference play. First time that's happened since 2008. Caleb Romano has been incredible. Nationally ranked as well with some of his passing numbers. Accurate, great leader that Gino DeMarco truly raves about, as Romano, with his 1,356 passing yards, 15 touchdowns through the first 4 games, on pace to break school records. His 339 passing yards before today, 9th in all of D3 football, 15 touchdowns, tied for 2nd. And last year, you really didn't get a chance to see that because of the triple option. And, you know, Gino also told us it was tough with recruiting to be able to land players, and other programs were using that against Geneva as well. As the Golden Tornadoes are setting up to kick it deep, and they will. Only 1 man back. That's going to signal for a fair catch at the 5. And the whistles were a little bit late, as it was taken by Bowden Davidson, and start out at the 25-yard line with 5:01 remaining.
But Austin, you talked about how it's so tough as a quarterback to run the triple option because of how much you get hit. And usually think about their quarterback is you don't want them to get hit.
Yeah.
But in the triple option, they do get hit every single play because they are always an option to run the football. And for Caleb Romano at 6'3", that's very tough to run the football between the tackles when you're that height, because you're always getting hit down low. And it just led to some injury concerns. And if you're a quarterback, unless you're fully designated as a triple option quarterback in high school, it's really hard to make that transition. And like you said, very hard with recruiting. But it seems like Geneva really landed a good one with Caleb Romano and the arm talent he shows.
Tight formation with only one receiver lined up far side. First down and 10 for Sutton Ellis. They hand it off to Rankin. And Rankin runs in to Reed Gordon, but is able to push him ahead for 5 to the 30. That's another thing about Rankin, Alex. It takes multiple players to bring him down, or he's going to take you for a couple more yards than you'd initially expect.
And that's every single Grove City running back, but I'm just really shocked at how Geneva has done against the run in this fourth quarter, and they've really struggled against the pass. So are you going to force Grove City to throw the football and potentially, if they miss, to cause an incompletion and stop the clock, or you just got to keep selling out on the run if you're Geneva and just making sure they don't just lean on you to get on that first down?
Clock continues to run at 4:16 now. 2 timeouts remaining on both sides. Ellis goes to Rankin. Rankin taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Ran into Payne Brereton. Ciriello also in on the tackle. Team leader in tackles from Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada. Just north of the border.
Now you got a 3rd and 5, and some would say that this is an obvious passing down, but right now you're just trying to just let the clock go down and shorten the game and not let Geneva even have multiple opportunities to score. So we'll see what Coach Leonardo wants to do, if he wants to be aggressive and let Sutton Ellis throw the football, or just keep leaning on Rankin to get you yards.
3rd and 5. Ellis is pass incomplete, almost intercepted by Cody Patterson. The ball went right through his hands. And Andrew DiDonato, before that play, was bolting down the sideline, was trying to call timeout, didn't get it off. And Ellis' incompletion stops the clock at 3:20.
But man, if you're Patterson and you see this ball through your hands, there's nobody in front of you, and that's a pick 6, and that really just flips the game on this head. But
game changer.
Geneva will definitely take a 3 and out for Grove City. And they're going to get the ball back, and Caleb Rana just threw it on that first play of the game, or the first play of that series for the touchdown. We'll see if he can do something similar with 3.5 minutes left.
Lane to punt. Not much pressure. Fair catch called for by Baker, and he makes it at the 36. Yeah, Alex, you're right, because let's say you do take that as a pick 6. You're still talking about 3 minutes, 2 timeouts, 2-minute timeout. Good chance you can still get the ball back with a chance to go down and score again. Now Geneva is going to need a quick strike, you would imagine, before the 2-minute timeout.
And that's the key, is you have to score before that 2-minute timeout so that you actually have that timeout plus the 2 that you have in your pocket, because you need to be able to stop the clock 3 times, if not at least 2.
And if you're Grove City, nothing behind you defensively as the pass is caught. Baker makes the reception after a gain of 9. They're actually going to give him 10 in the first down to the 46. And so the clock stops at 3:04. Now the ball spotted and rolls to 3 minutes. And Romano just on the quick pass. Running back move. They didn't call it on Martin as Romano steps up. Romano goes down. Ben Bladel brings him down for the sack at the 42-yard line. It was Karcheski and Bladel combining in. And Alex, that has just been a huge dynamic duo for Grove City defensively. They have been terrific.
Exactly. Bladel coming off the edge. He dips that inside shoulder. And even with the running back chipping on him on the outside, he's still able to get home. And Bladel's just a person that, and a player that really changes the dynamic of this defense. It also changes the pace of the game, because he's able to take a Geneva offense that's really been throwing the football very, very well, and then just cause them to lose a bunch of yards on first down. And then the most important part is forcing Coach DeMarco to take a timeout when he really needs to save those in case they get the score.
Bladel now with 3 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. The All-American, who last year had 22.5 tackles for loss, 10.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. Gino DeMarco said they had to block Bladel and just know where he's lined up on the field. Easier said than done with a player of his talent from Moon High School. It's 2nd and 14. Romano throws downfield, and it's intercepted. taken away by Keegan Frazier. Frazier still going. Will now move toward midfield, and Frazier is taken down. And that should do it for the Grove City Wolverines as Keegan Frazier slams the door shut on the Golden Tornadoes.
And once Romano took that sack, it was just kind of desperation time. And he sees a little bit of an opening, tries to fit it into a tight window, and Frazier's able to close the gap and make that interception. But you got to give credit to the Grove City defense because they have taken a lot of slack, a lot of flack over the last couple weeks just because of the teams that they faced, W&J's offense, Mountain Union's offense. And they were kind of allowing a lot of the points behind them. But Geneva coming in with a lot of points of their own and a lot of scores, but a lot of turnovers for Grove City, and that's what they thrive off of.
First pick for Frazier of the year, second of his career. They'll hand it off and go to Rankin. And Rankin continues to move the pile forward. Isiago on the tackle with Brereton as well as Ciriello. And just the Grove City offensive line continuing to get that push, move the ball downfield. It's a 7-yard run. I mean, that's the key. If you want an effective running game, your offensive line has to overpower. And with two guards at 300 pounds and Bobby Benton at 285, it takes us to the 2-minute timeout. In a 22-9 game, Grove City looks to go back to Wolverine country with a win.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Better get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
JRM Video Productions, winners of a regional Emmy Award for live sporting event.
At the 2-minute mark, 22-9, Grove City out in front against Geneva and looking to bleed out the rest of the clock. Golden Tornadoes can only stop it one more time. The overall series, this is the 19th straight season where these two teams have played. Grove City has won 10 of the 18 as conference rivals, began all the way back in 1893. Grove City won 4-0. How do you think that worked, Alex? Like 2 safeties?
I was
touchdowns
talking
were
to
scored as
pregame, and he told me that touchdowns used to be worth less than 6 points.
Oh.
And so they didn't have safeties. In fact, field goals were almost worth more than touchdowns because of how much more difficult they were than scoring a touchdown back in those days.
Look at you guys looking back at the old-time football rules.
That's the type of conversations Mangino and I have.
You got to love it. He's a wealth of knowledge, Robert Mangino. As Rankin gets it, Rankin first down. Rankin plowing his way past the 40. Rankin gains 8 to the 38. Keep that clock moving, and Grove City can celebrate and take a knee.
And this is kind of just the exclamation point, and it's the guy Rankin has a career high tonight. I don't think we've seen Ian DeMary in the last 14 minutes of play, and sometimes it's nice to give him a rest with all the work he's done on the ground game. But now Grove City able to go to the victory formation, and if you're Sutton Ellis, this is just a breath of fresh air.
No doubt.
With how much struggling has been happening over the last couple weeks, but like we said, they've been playing worthy opponents, and I'm sure Coach D'Donato is more than happy to celebrate a win with Sutton Ellis playing like he did today.
That's the best that Sutton Ellis has played so far this year. The 3 touchdown passes, more than he had overall all year coming into today. Seriously significant in that regard. And Grove City on homecoming next week will play against Waynesburg at 2 o'clock. Then we'll be at Allegheny, followed by a huge game at home against Westminster. Really excited for that one. Should be a good battle up at Grove City. As Sutton Ellis takes the knee. Andrew DiDonato improves to 8-2 overall against Geneva. And Gino DeMarco finishes his tenure with Geneva, now 8-11 in his career against Grove City. Now 169 and 161 in his overall coaching career. 22-9. Grove City wins it against the Geneva Golden Tornadoes in Beaver Falls. It's the Wolverines that reign supreme in a game that came down to a lot of strong defensive plays from a top 10 defense a year ago. Brubaker, Bladel, Karcheski, Klaus, Frazier, mostly all the starters made significant plays for Grove City, and an offense that lost 10 starters from a year ago was able to put up enough points to be able to grab the victory. Andrew DiDonato and Gino DeMarco meeting there at midfield after the game. But overall, what a performance from Sutton Ellis tonight. Just a overall bounce back game for him. A solid performance by the Grove City quarterback to put it all together today. Ellis, 16 of 27, completed 59% of his passes, 182 yards, 3 touchdowns, the 75-yard score to Breck Peacock. Peacock finished with 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rankin, 157 yards on the ground, averaged 6.5 yards per carry. A career-high rushing game for Chase Rankin, but it was all led by Sutton Ellis, and a great performance by the quarterback, as Robert Mangino is now standing alongside with Andrew DiDonato to recap the matchup.
What does this mean for your program?
It's huge. We had a great meeting this week, coming off a tough loss last week, and we said we want to get back to playing Grove City football. Great defense, run the ball, and an opportune pass game, and I thought we had all of that tonight.
Defense stepped up huge, but maybe the biggest step up, your quarterback, 3 touchdown performance tonight.
He played great. I mean, he truly just took what the defense gave him, ran when we needed to run, and then, hit some big passes at big moments. Proud of the way he played.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Sutton, come on over. Sutton Ellis, 3 touchdown performance. So far this season, and a really short season so far. Emotionally for you, what does this game mean to you?
I mean, emotionally it feels great. It's obviously nice to get a win after a couple of losses. Like you said, it's been kind of an up and down season to begin with, but we stay anchored in our identities. Vision is everything in this program. Price is everything in this program. We stay focused in that. Each week we show up ready to go. So we can't let anything get us off our game. We just got to be ready to roll for the rest of the season.
Those first couple of games, especially against the ranked opponents, and then going up against W&J last week at home, just a lot of struggles. What was it about tonight? What was the focus about tonight to be able to come out here and have the performance that you did?
I believe it's just a focus of all of us being ready to roll as a team. Obviously, like you said, really good opponents. Cortland, Mount Union, W&J. Some tough teams to start the season with. New offense, 9 new guys starting. So it's just been a matter of us gelling together. I feel like we did that tonight. I mean, Brett had 2 touchdowns. Sullivan had a touchdown. Penna had a few really nice catches over the middle. Just, us getting good at that, running the ball. I mean, obviously we ran the ball well. Ian, Shep, Chase. I mean, it was a good team win. Good. We meshed well as an offense, and the defense does what they do.
You talk about the defense, Ben Bladel. He was a little neutralized during the course of the first 3 games. Not a lot of stats, but tonight put up some pretty crazy numbers, tackles for loss, sacks. What does that defense do to the offense when it comes to motivation to go back on the field when you get the ball?
Well, I mean, Ben Bladel's a monster. Point in case, but not fun to go up against him in practice, I'll tell you what. But, I mean, that defense as a whole, us being able to feed off of them is huge. And it gives us the opportunity to go out and make plays. You know, we have a few 3-and-outs, and they go out there and they force a 3-and-out. We get right back on the field, ready to go. It's helpful. And, I mean, those guys are awesome, and they bring the juice. So it definitely helps us out as an offense, knowing that we have them backing us up, ready to go.
All right, congratulations on the big win. Go celebrate with your teammates.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you very much. What a performance. You talk about breakout. Hey, I'm here as your starting quarterback for the rest of the season, Coach. You can count on me.
Yeah, certainly the case there, Mangino, as they won it 22-9, and Alex just overall good bounce-back win for Grove City. First victory in PAC play. Does not end up being a 3-game winning streak to start PAC play for the Golden Tornadoes overall, like they had dated back to 2011, but overall a good performance.
And Chase Rankin is just another kid that we wanted to highlight today, too. 157 yards on the ground and averaging 6.3 yards to carry. But Breck Peacock with 2 touchdowns as well was huge for them.
Grove City wins it 22-9 in Beaver Falls. For Robert Mangino and Alex Terra and our entire JRM video production crew, including Gino Bonity, Joey Bonity, Jill Wida, and our entire production team. Austin Bechtold signing off from Reeves Field, where we will see you in a week for our BAC Game of the Week. Stay tuned next week for a good matchup in Washington. You've been watching a presentation of the President's Athletic Conference.